Last number of years right here in that building, the Bradley Center, here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home tonight to Game 4 of the Western Conference quarterfinal series between the Admirals and the Houston Areos. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg, and welcome to Fox Sports Net's coverage of the IHL Turner Cup playoffs. 21 years for the Admirals, 19 years in the playoffs, just 4 playoff series victories. But that could change with a win tonight, greatly due to the efforts 48 hours ago of the Milwaukee Admirals. Brian Felsner made it 1-1 in Game 3, and then his line mate, Jarrett Dooling, made it 2-1 in the first period. Lots of power play opportunities for both sides in the first 20 minutes. Kelly Fairchild gave the Admirals a 2-goal advantage. That would be short-lived, though, as the first period would end on this goal by Rob Valasevic, and our score was 3-2. 3-3 now in the third period of play. Brent Peterson with a blast, beating Frederick Chabot. And the Areos defeated, and now they face elimination as the number 3 seed and number 6 seed face off tonight here on Fox Sports Net. The winner to face the Chicago Wolves, who have already eliminated the Manitoba Moose. Joined as always by Mike Greenlay. And Mike, you talk about Milwaukee. In this decade, they've been in the playoffs every year. They've lost all of the years except for one, so lots of changes were made in the regular season.
Well, head coach Al Sims says he doesn't feel like past playoff records are going to make a difference in this series. He is a first-year head coach for Milwaukee. He has a different system, and he has a lot of fresh new faces in the lineup. One of those fresh new faces, Brian Felsner. Last year's U.S.-born Rookie of the Year. He led team in scoring in the regular season and is doing the same in the playoffs. He spent parts of the season with 3 different teams: Chicago's NHL team, the Blackhawks, with Indianapolis, and now Milwaukee.
What a welcome addition Brent Peterson is to the Admirals, back from the Tampa Bay Lightning.
He had the game-winning goal and an assist in Game 3 to give Milwaukee a 2-1 series lead. He has been one of Milwaukee's top guns all season long.
Now, speaking of top guns, one of the top teams in the International Hockey League all season long, the Houston Areos. 50 victories in the regular season, 3rd place overall, but they face elimination tonight. They've been driven by their top line all season long, and their big guns have to get going tonight.
Well, Brian Wiseman set scoring highs this season and narrowly missed becoming the first player in team history to reach 100 points. Keeping that in mind, Wiseman has to find a way to spark himself and his line mates to produce offensively. There's no better time than the present.
David Oliver, Cam Stewart, and Brian Wiseman just have combined for only 2 goals so far in the series, both of those scored by David Oliver. We've got a third man again on our broadcast team tonight. I'd like to welcome in Andrew Monaco.
Thank you, Mike. And special teams just may decide Game 4 and ultimately this series. There have been an average of 16 power play opportunities in each of the games so far. And when you break down the goals, 4 of Milwaukee's 7 goals in this series have been scored on the power play. As for Houston, of their 8 goals, 6 by their special teams. 5 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal. May come down to who is the more disciplined and the smarter team who will win tonight, ultimately this series. Mike?
And the Houston Areos in the regular season had the top penalty-killing unit. Will that be a factor here in Game 4? Stick around. The opening face-off is coming up on Fox Sports Net.
Hi, my name is Sierra, and this is my very own Gateway commercial.
Hello, welcome to South Dakota.
If you want to buy a computer, call my mom. She's right back here. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Sierra.
She knows a lot about computers, and she's really nice.
Pentium 2 processor and monitor for under $2,000.
She really is nice.
You betcha.
You should call my mom.
Gateway computers feature Intel Pentium 2 processors. Give us a call. You've got a friend in the business.
We all have something to contribute. Some are blessed with speed. Some have guts. There are those with agility and others with power. But there is one thing we all share. A dream. And although it weighs only 30 pounds, it'll take the strength of an entire team to hoist it.
Why is Days Inn the official hotel of the International Hockey League? Maybe it's because they can check in any city where the IHL plays. Or Days Inn's over 1,700 locations. Or maybe it's because they always save big. At Days Inn, whatever the reason, Days Inn is where the IHL stays when they're off the ice. Wherever you go, follow the sun to Days Inn.
Milwaukee Admirals lead this best-of-5 series 2-1 against the Houston Areos. We are at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Frederick Chabot, who spent plenty of weeks with the Los Angeles Kings in the National Hockey League during the regular season, did miss the last month of this hockey season with a knee injury. He has been good in the series. He has not yet been great, and he has the potential to be. He was last year's IHL MVP. Chabot is good friends and former teammates with Danny Lorenz, who Al Sims said has been great in the series. He's played the best he has all season long. Lorenz and Chabot, the starting goaltenders tonight in game number 4, as it has been throughout the series. Our officials for this evening's contest: Dean Warren is the referee, Neil Levin and Stephen Campbell are the linesmen. Al Sims, the former head coach of the San Jose Sharks, led the Fort Wayne Comets to a Turner Cup championship a couple of years ago. In his first year on his bench, and respectively Dave Tippett in his second full season as the head coach of the Houston Areos.
Well, Dave Tippett thinks that his team just had to make a few adjustments, as they did after losing game 1 1-0. And if they're not ready now, they never will be.
It is time to face off game number 4. The Houston Areos in their traveling blue uniforms with the green trim, and in the home whites, the Milwaukee Admirals. The puck cleared down and played by Danny Lorenz. Steve Tuttle's in the lineup. So is Mike Tomlak. They get it across quickly. McNeil with a drive. Chabot didn't handle it cleanly, but he was able to make the save and hold on.
Well, a seasoned veteran, a 6-year pro with the Milwaukee Admirals, and Mike McNeil gets a shot on goal. There is a veteran, a professional, Neil Brady, the team captain for the Houston Areos. Before the game, on the bench, a lot of the players go out, tape sticks, do things such as that, talk about the strategies. He had his team, he had some of the guys, he looked really pumped up for the game. Looked like he's going to come out here with a lot of intensity.
Here's McNeil and Tomlak checking line, starting the game for Al Sims' team. Nice to have a healthy Steve Tuttle in the lineup. He's a longtime veteran. Tuttle will crash towards the near side boards. And the puck sails over the glass, and we have a stoppage. Let's check it out right away at the top. The mindset of a game 4 situation when one team faces elimination. Dave Tippett says we have got to play the kind of game we played all season long, which led us to 110 points in the regular season and 50 victories.
Well, what he did say is that you have to go with the things that got you there. You have to go with the players that got you there, regardless, and you have to go with the system that got you there. And right now, that is what he's doing. Not a lot of big changes in the lineup for him. He is sticking with the guns that got him there, and he just needs them to come out and play a strong game for him.
For Al Sims, talking to him this morning, Mike, he said maybe the Areos would be a bit tentative at the start of this hockey game because of the pressure not to make an early mistake. And he would like to see his hockey team jump on the Areos early. And keep one thing in mind, while you want to win at home and not go back to Houston, it's not a must-win tonight for Milwaukee. It is for Houston. Across the ice to Mark Hussey. And Hussey works it ahead. Al Sims was quick to point out that he knows that everyone in his locker room at one point in their hockey career has been in the same situation as what Houston is here tonight. Best-of-5 series to open up the playoffs here in the IHL. Happy to be with Fox Sports Net for our coverage throughout the Turner Cup Finals. Top of the circles, Eric Fenton tried to turn it. Trent Call plays it ahead. Across the line, a long drive, flies off the glass. Off the stick of Brett Hughes. Milwaukee, 3 guys around the puck. And Shannon Finn finally comes away with it. David Oliver could not keep it in at the blue line. He works it back to Trent Call. Call plays it up ahead for Hughes. And Shannon Finn sends it right in to Frederick Chabot, and he holds on.
That's one thing Frederick Chabot is going to be, is very careful right from the beginning. As you mentioned, last year, the MVP of the league. He knows how to play in big hockey games. He was also the MVP of the All-Star game last season. And Frederick Chabot has had his NHL experience this year. Here's just a long dump in. And these are the kind that give goalies nightmares, because he wants to make sure he has it. He wants to actually try and turn it back up the ice, but was unable to do so.
Big swing shot just slid past the stick side of the goaltender, Frederick Shabbat. We talked about the coaches and what they're both thinking. Mike, you're a former player. Your thoughts as one team faces elimination. Where's the pressure?
Well, I mean, naturally it's going to be on Dave Tippett. He's not only facing elimination, he's looking at his season and saying, look, we had probably the best season in franchise history. We had 50 wins. And here we are in someone else's building having to force a game 5. Al Sims has actually got the hammer and he's in the driver's seat. This would be a great time for him to have his team force Houston hard.
Nelson trying to do that. Jeff Nelson wearing number 20 for Milwaukee, 25-year-old from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. He is a key player in tonight's contest, the captain for the Admirals. Sent in by Brian Weissman. And the puck again goes out of play. Brian Weissman has not scored a goal yet, nor has Cam Stewart. The Michigan Wolverine teammates would really like to get their offense generated here tonight.
Well, Brian Weissman was 5th in the IHL in scoring. He was a Western Conference All-Star representing his Houston Areos. He also broke a franchise single-season record for points and assists. All those numbers put pressure on him because he has set a mark. He has said, I am going to be the man to lead this hockey team in the offensive categories. Therefore, when the playoffs come, I must do the same. And he has not produced like he has during the season, which is not to say he has played badly. It's just that when people have expectations, sometimes it's tough to live up to them every night.
Puck cleared again by the Houston Areos, and Dean Trebojevic, the former Grand Rapids Griffin, could not clear it out of the zone. Milwaukee, now Balasevic, his shot knocked down in front by Trebojevic with help from Christian Prue. Mike Tomlak on the far side boards. Tomlak just flips it into the neutral zone, and Paul Dick will play the puck back ahead. We've got a whistle and a stoppage away from the play. Played almost 3 minutes now. We have not had a penalty called. I say that in jest because there were so many penalties called in Game 3 on Thursday night that there were 5 goals scored, all on the special teams in the first 20 minutes.
Well, the thing is, the referees have been instructed to call all obstruction penalties. Now, that's in the offensive and defensive zone, whether you're playing offense or playing defense. And offensively, that means you're throwing picks. Defensively, it means you're holding your man up coming into the zone. It doesn't matter what the situation is. They're going to make the calls. And a lot of those obstruction penalties are being called in those situations. Players would rather have the referee just let them play, but the word's gone out. This is why we're going to call the game.
Adjust accordingly, boys. It's the way it is going to be. Shannon Finn. Now played across the line. Milwaukee has it. Walking in. Fairchild leaves it shot wide of the net by Eric Fenton. What a pretty play by Kelly Fairchild. He was dragged down. And we are going to have our first power play of the contest. Milwaukee with the man advantage when we return on Fox Sports Net.
So, what are we going to do today, Matt?
Shave it off, all of it. Just
Okay.
it's just this dandruff. It goes away, comes back, goes away, comes back.
Well, we can take care of that.
Head and Shoulders?
With regular shampoo, flakes can keep coming back. But Head and Shoulders helps prevent flakes before they start. You may never see flakes again.
And your hair looks great.
Glad I didn't do something stupid like shave my head.
Head and Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
There are hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
Just as soon as we started talking about power plays and penalties, we'll get our first one of the game right here. Trent Cull will get most of Kelly Fairchild on the break in there. They had 2 men coming into the zone, and it's going to be a hooking call right here on Trent Cull of the Houston Areos as he upends Kelly Fairchild. Busting into the zone there, trying to get the shot was Eric Fenton. That was actually a very good call. And it was a good penalty for Trent Cull to take because they were breaking in unmolested.
Fairchild loses the faceoff. It is cleared by the Houston Areos. For the second time in 4 seasons, the Houston Areos had the best penalty killing unit in the IHL in the regular season. A power play in the regular season for Milwaukee was one of the better in the league. It was 7th. Brady tries to flip it out. He's able to clear the zone. As always, our power play stats are brought to you by Rough Cut Beef Steak. Beef up with Rough Cut in a convenience store near you. More importantly, in the series so far, both teams in Game 3 were 2 for 8 with the power play. So Milwaukee has had some success with the man advantage against this very good penalty killing team in Houston here in the postseason. They bring it up with a minute 10 remaining in the man advantage. Jason Sapola to Felsner. He's got time to work. Leaves it Fairchild, and he blasted it over the net.
Great opportunity right early in the power play, all alone in the slot. Felsner works it over to Fairchild. He has been involved already, drawing the penalty and then getting an opportunity right here. Look at Felsner take the defenseman down low, feed it into the slot. Fairchild just misses the net. The puck was rolling a little bit. Watch them work into the zone. Sapola will dump this one in. It'll go off of his own player and get a very fortuitous bounce to his own player. That shot sails high over the net. You cannot give up those kind of opportunities, even if they are on a lucky bounce.
Jason Sapola and Mark Hussey are the defensive pairing here with the man advantage. Peterson, Dooling, and Nelson the forwards. Brent Peterson wearing number 26. He had 9 power play goals during the regular season. They nearly missed him on the man advantage situations when he was with Phil Esposito and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Second game of the series for Peterson. 4th game of the series for Nelson. Top of the dot. Shot redirected in front and flipped aside and out of play by Rob Valasevic. Lots of traffic that time in front of Frederick Chabot.
He actually got a piece of that with his big goalie stick too as he batted that up over the glass. You will see the Arrows blocking every shot they possibly can. Defenseman Dick goes down, makes a great block right there in front of the net, and then the puck's cleared up into the stands.
Nelson on the draw. Peterson, time, quick snapshot, and saved by Chabot. 3 good scoring opportunities here on the power play. Brady and Hussey. Dooling now, walking in. Jared Dooling still has the puck. Shot, score! Power play goal by Jared Dooling. Milwaukee leads early. A time to step out from the side of the boards and into the circle slot area, and he beats Frederick Chabot.
Jared Dooling with his 2nd goal of the playoffs right there. He'll keep the puck and finally will be able to corral it and put it over the glove of Frederick Chabot. He suffered a knee injury in January, but the rehab must have been really taking hold because Jared Dooling doubled his point output in the last month of the season, and he's not waiting for anything in the playoffs. He has his 2nd goal and a big one to start the scoring in this 4th game. The quarterfinals.
A power play goal for Jared Dooling coming at 5:24 of the first period. So once again, as Andrew Monaco pointed out, special teams a factor early on in the contest. Mark Hussey gets the assist, and Milwaukee leads 1-0. Milwaukee has had all the pressure so far. Tom McSween, and in front of the net. Oh, he just missed through the crease. McSween had the chance off his own rebound. Now a shot. Tuttle mishandled by Chabot. Tuttle again. Behind the net to Tomlak. Looking for Tuttle. And that centering attempt was broken up. Like the Milwaukee players are taking the puck on the half boards in the offensive zone and just walking out in front of the net, being unmolested and uncontested by the Houston Aeros so far in this first 6 minutes of the period. Here's Felsner on the backhand, looking to center. And a penalty again against Houston as Fenton was dragged down by Mark Freer.
It's this type of situation that the Arrows want to avoid, especially early in the hockey game here, and that is momentum builders. And momentum builders continue to form for Milwaukee early on here. The second power play for them. They scored on the first one. They are coming at the Areos in waves. The Areos just need to slow the game down a little bit to catch their feet.
Perhaps we're seeing that pressure that Al Sims said he would like to see applied early. And perhaps a tentative Houston team in this first 6 minutes. And Al Sims said this morning, Houston has not been a good team coming back, especially in this building, the Bradley Center, where they have won just one time in their franchise history. A record of 1-7-1 lifetime here in Milwaukee for Houston. At the point, across to Shannon Finn. Finn to Fairchild. Finn has it again. Couldn't get it past Trent Call. Now he'll attempt to clear. And he's able to at least get it into the neutral zone. Zapolo to Finn. And sent in by Felsner. Wrapped around again, Sapola. Good job done at the blue line. Brady can't get it out. Now Felsner will try. Sapola looking for the pass, and now finally Brent Hughes will have an opportunity to flip the puck into the Milwaukee zone. Jason Sapola will bring it up. 25-year-old from Toronto. Peterson can't keep it in. And Jason now will work it back down. Last year he won an ECHL title with South Carolina. Would like to add a great run in the Turner Cup playoffs with Milwaukee here in his first season with the Admirals. Nelson crashing hard. Peterson knocked off the puck nicely by Dick. Looking for a deflection in front. Dallas 7 can't get it past McSween. Kept it again at the blue line. Still it's Doolin. Hits it across. Quick pass back to Sapola. Top of the circle. Shot. Loose in front. Peterson! Trying to wrap it around Frederick Shabbat. And once again, Houston will clear. Now just 8 seconds left in the penalty.
Milwaukee not controlling the power play as well as they did on the first one. That due to better forcing by the Areos. They're getting on the puck carrier a lot earlier. And a lot earlier on the ice surface, not just into their own zone.
Sylvain No is out of the penalty box, back on the ice, so we are back at even strength. 1-0. Milwaukee leads on the power play goal by Jared Dooling. They lead this series 2-1. It is a best-of-5 here in the opening round of the Western Conference playoffs in the International Hockey League. A battle on the boards. Christian Prue keeps it in at the blue line. A continued scrum with McNeil tied up momentarily. Tunnel trying to flip it back to Mike McNeil. He's worked over by Brent Hughes. Tom Leck now behind to help. And sent down the length of the ice. Houston happy to take the icing and get the stoppage. As they kill off the second Milwaukee power play, Shannon Finn and the Admirals.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to Our Lady of the Puck, the only church where you can pray for your hockey team, be forgiven for your cross-checks, and seek righteous retribution for those who have slashed against you. Let us pray for our beloved teams that they may win the Stanley Cup and catch the next Zamboni to the promised land. Please rise for our first hymn.
The Stanley Cup playoffs move to Sunday only on your local Fox station.
Hallelujah!
If you're a soccer fan, you need Fox Sports World. Live soccer coverage.
It's Chelsea's FA Cup.
The greatest stars on the planet.
It's Ronaldo. Oh, it's a splendid goal.
The passion and frenzy of the world's most popular sport.
Bicycle kick and a goal!
24 hours a day. World-class soccer. World-class events. Fox Sports World. Call 1-800-FOX-WORLD or you won't get the world's best soccer coverage and more 24 hours a day.
Hi, I'm Jerome Bettis, and when I'm not driving the bus, I'm watching Fox Sports News.
Jared Dooling had 18 goals in the regular season. He got his second of the playoffs on the power play tonight.
Their first power play of the game. He'll just carry the puck in through a bunch of bounces and caroms. He's able to somehow corral the puck and put it right inside the post. And then on the last power play, their second of the period, a shot from the point, and then the scramble in front for it. Milwaukee putting pressure on the Aeros.
Fairchild taking the face-off against Neil Brady, controlled by the Houston Aeros. Dean Trebojevic. And Rob Valasevich, one-on-one, looking for the puck to the backside of Danny Lorenz. Now behind the net, loose puck. Looking in front again, another penalty, forthcoming. Loosen still working for it. In front was Kelly Fairchild in Milwaukee. Going down hard, the Houston Aeros, Rob Valasevich in Houston will have their first crack with the man advantage.
Houston Aeros trying to turn the tides here right now, getting a lot of pressure in front of the net. Danny Lorenz, good goaltender down low, very good with his stick, as the Aeros can attest to. In the first game, he stopped Brian Wiseman on a 0 time left penalty shot to tie the game, and it was a poke check that did them in, and you're going to see that stick come out plenty, and he just covers the bottom of the crease very well. But it's a hooking call on Milwaukee. The Aeros have their first power play of the game.
Watch Greg Hoggood at the point. He is an integral part of this power play unit. Hoggood wearing number 34 for the Houston Aeros, a former NHL player. Big part of this rough cut power play. Hoggood so talented offensively, had 9 power play goals of his own in the regular season.
He's not afraid to shoot the puck. And as a quarterback of the Houston power play, it's a good thing. He led all defensemen in the IHL with 270 shots this season, which was tops on the Houston Aeros hockey team.
David Oliver had 18 power play goals in the regular season. He's got 1 on the power play here in the postseason. Hollinger. Back to the point. Hoggood. Shot. Knocked down in front nicely by Nelson. Now it's a foot race. And Hoggood retreated nicely. Harry Hollinger ahead to David Oliver. Across the line. Left back for Hollinger. Oliver now behind the net. It's Wiseman. Wiseman to Cam Stewart. Back to Brian Wiseman. Hoggood quickly. They move the puck well. Looking at towards Lorenz. Pretty puck movement. Cam Stewart was on the doorstep. Danny Lorenz shut it down.
That's one thing you got to get the penalty kill doing, is moving. If you can get that box moving around, then you can open it up and try and find some holes in it. The Aeros using an umbrella style of power play there with Hoggood at the top, and they feed it down to the man on the top of the circles, who will go down low, and then they try and either backdoor or take the shot, as they did right there. But Danny Lorenz again, good down low. From in tight, you got to go up high on this guy.
Wiseman now playing the point with Hoggood, and cleared for the first time by the Admirals. Dean Trebojevic with 55 seconds left on his minor penalty. Power play number 1 on the night here for Houston. Streaking down the wing a moment ago, the Houston Aeros and Rob Valasevich. Now they will have to retreat one more time. Will be brought up by Wiseman. Across the line come the Aeros. Moving it in low. Shot off the side of the net. And taken by Rob Valasevich to the point. Low drive. And knocked down before it got to Danny Lorenz, as Don McSween and Brent Hughes were tied up in front of the Admirals goaltender.
The Aeros getting some more chances, trying to create offense by getting that puck on net. And then going for the rebound. A good shot up high, just misses the net on the outside. As No will put it up high, trying to beat the goaltender Danny Lorenz up high on the glove side. They got to get some more shots on this guy and maybe get some bodies in front of the net. Danny Lorenz has big defense in front of him, so that's one screen. Now you just got to get some Houston Aeros in front of there so that they match up and create some even more traffic in front of that net.
Just 5 seconds now left on the man advantage. And Trebojevic out of the box. Both teams back at even strength. So Houston opens 0 for 1 with the power play. As I mentioned, both teams were 2 for 8 in Game 3. In Game 2, Houston scored 3 power play goals. That was the game that Houston won. Milwaukee won Game 1. They won Game 3. Peterson shot, save made by Shabbat. If Milwaukee wins Game 4, Houston's season will come to an end. And they lead early by a score of 1-0 with Brent Peterson from the NHL back in the Admirals lineup.
Look, I'll take the last word on this one. Scottie Pippen is the best all-around player in the NBA. I'm Jim Rome.
And I'm Wallace Matthews.
And that's it for another edition of The Last Word.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Check you next time.
Take it easy.
See you later.
Take care.
It's a jungle out there.
Drive safely.
Remember all 4 food groups.
Eat your fiber.
Death is below average.
Watch out for the killer bees.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
A bird in the hand is worth 2
Your
in
cab
the bush.
drivers are belligerent.
Put up your convertible top.
Wear a condom.
Let's do lunch.
You don't let that door crack you on the way out.
And now to the NHL, where this season we're seeing a whole lot more breakaway goals.
So through the magic of Fox Sports News VR gear, let's check in with Avalanche goaltender Patrick Waugh. Okay, Patrick, take us inside hockey's most exciting play. Hey. Patrick bought the stick fake. Now he's going to pay. A little soft on the glove side. Hey. How's your 5-hole?
Stop cheating,
Patrick.
Adam?
Whew. Nice check.
Thanks.
Nothing. Milwaukee leads Houston in the first period. They're on opposite ends of the ice tonight, Danny Lorenz and Frederick Chabot. But 2 years ago, they were teammates in Cincinnati for the Cyclones. Mike Greenlay, these two goaltenders used to be teammates. Does Danny Lorenz tell his Admiral teammates about Chabot's tendencies in the same way for Frederick, talking to the Areos teammates about Danny Lorenz?
I can guarantee you that there are full scouting reports passed around each locker room. There is nothing left to chance, and both these goaltenders, although friends off the ice, are right now in a battle, Houston, for their lives, and there, guarantee you there are scouting reports.
Kelly Perreault trying to work down towards Danny Lorenz. He said Freddie's just a great goalie. He learned a lot from him during their 2 seasons together with the Cincinnati Cyclones. In fact, Lorenz said that Freddie Chabot may be the best goalie in the league. The best goalie in the series so far, though, you'd have to give the argument and the nod to Danny Lorenz. And goaltending, it's a cliche in playoff hockey, but it can win you or lose you a game in a series, and in this case, for one of these teams, potentially a Turner Cup.
Well, the thing is, goaltending may be different than any other position can win or lose you a game single-handedly. And that is what Dave Tippett hopes Frederick Chabot can do, because he's done it so many times before, and that is come out with a performance that is like no other and get his team a win. And he has played well. Only 1 goal allowed in the first game and 2 allowed in the second game, but when you get shut out in the first game, you cannot win a hockey game.
Dueling across the line, and an offsides called against Milwaukee. Gord Krupke thought Dueling took the shot late after the whistle, and he's trying to get his team jump-started emotionally, and he gets a big shot in with the right. Krupke really took offense to what I suppose he felt was a late shot after the whistle at his goaltender, Frederick Chabot.
Well, right now, the Arrows have to do anything to win, anything and everything. And they, like any hockey team will, take the physical part of the game to it, but you cannot maybe cost your team in the process. And we'll see what Dean Warren has to call on this one right here, as Dueling, the goal scorer for Milwaukee, looked like he really took the worst of that one.
Now, Gord Krupke, pardon me, got a great shot in with the right hand. But you can't hear the whistle, but there's the shot, and Gord definitely thought that Dueling took the shot after the whistle. And boom, right here, he'll deliver the big haymaker with the right. Boom. As it turns out, because of the extra effort put towards by Gord Krupke, it's going to result in a double minor for roughing towards Gord Krupke and just a minor for roughing to Jared Dueling.
And looking at the face of Jared Dueling as he went off the ice, I'm sure Al Sims wanted more than just a 2-minute power play for that infraction, but as you mentioned, they're going to do anything to protect the man that they think can bring them into Game 5. That is Frederick Chabot. And when you take an extra shot or take an extra poke at somebody's goaltender, things like that happen. But Milwaukee's still on the power play, and I guess the only difference about who got the better of that situation, we'll know that in about 2 minutes.
Third power play of the first period for the Milwaukee Admirals. emotionally too. Houston maybe a bit flatter than they would like to be in this opening period, and a play like that from a veteran like Gord Krupke, the 9-year professional, can jumpstart your team emotionally too, Mike.
Well, this has been a physical series, in some cases a little dirty, but pretty much just physical hockey by both these hockey teams. And I think if the Arrows want to get by the Milwaukee Admirals, they're going to have to play very physical. Milwaukee has a very big hockey team. They're going to have to use their speed and their physical play to get by them.
Milwaukee, as we mentioned, the number 6 seed in the Western Conference in the regular season. Number 3 seed Houston on the power play. Fenton couldn't get a shot away. Taken off his stick, and here comes David Oliver, shorthanded. He's got Wiseman. Oliver, wait, shot, save Lorenz. Bounced off the stick of Hawgood and trickles wide of the net. Well, David Oliver was waiting for Brian Wiseman, but could never connect. With his line mate on the shorthanded opportunity, took the shot himself. And the save made by Danny Lorenz. Kept in at the blue line by Jason Zapola. Zapola to Felsner, quickly out, centering 10th. Over the stick of Fairchild. Shot, score! Shannon Finn from the point. Power play goal, Milwaukee. They lead 2-0.
Are starting early here for Milwaukee. Shannon Finn, the leading goal scorer for the defenseman on the Milwaukee Admiral hockey team. The shot, it had eyes. It went by a forechecking forward going to the point. Neil Brady went right by his leg, and then it went between the legs of Fenton in front of the net and somehow made it underneath the arm of Frederick Chabot. It's 2-0, and both goals have come on the power play.
Now Shannon Finn credited for the power play goal at 13:24. Loose puck in front again, and Brent Peterson fans on the attempt. Mike, you made an interesting statement. You said in 2 minutes or so we'll find out who got the better of the altercation a moment ago. Jarrett Dooling goes off hurt, but it hurts Dave Tippett a lot more to see that power play goal scored by Milwaukee.
Well, everyone knows that in the end, the most pain is felt when you're on the opposite side of that scoreboard. 2-0 in the first period here. The Arrows would like to be in a little better situation than that.
9 shots for the Admirals, just 6 shots on goal so far for the Houston Aeros. Greg Hawgood will bring it up for Houston. Hawgood and Hollinger, two very talented, offensive-minded defensemen on the point together. Blake Sloan, the former Michigan Wolverine, playing at one of the forward positions for Houston. And the icing and whistle as Hollinger will touch up. So Houston's down in this game with 5:45 remaining in the first period by a score of 2-0. Their lineup is also depleted with 2 very important power forwards of the Houston Aeros out for the playoffs.
Well, the thing is that Ken McRae and Mike Yeo, the 2 men you're talking about, create a lot of room out there for the goal scorers and the speedsters for the Houston Aeros. And having them out of the lineup, bigger than Dave Tippett wants to let on, is a tough thing for his team.
Shot from a bad angle by Paul Dick a moment ago, and Danny Lorenz kind of looked behind him, thought it had snuck through the 5-hole, but he made the save. Yeah, 2 guys, 40 goals combined, but they're playoff-type guys, Mike, that you mentioned that are out in the lineup. Here you see the shot a moment ago.
That's Paul Dick getting the shot, and yes, he was looking behind him there as he squeezed the pads. And as we continue to talk about McRae and Yeo being out of the lineup, you said they're playoff-style players. They battle every night, plus give you some offense.
Penalty in front. Again, Danny Lorenz comes up with a puck as Houston has won 2 faceoffs clean. And there's going to be an interference call as Brian Wiseman was just hammered in front of Danny Lorenz by the Milwaukee Admirals' Mike Tomlak.
And what a save by Lorenz on the back end of that play right there. This is an entirely reflex style of save. As the penalty in front of him occurs, he'll have to look around Tomlak and somehow pick the puck up. And that is a tremendous save, because you got to keep in mind, when he saw that puck, the puck was at about the face-off dot, even though it was shot from the point. So he basically, from his point of view, was stopping a shot from the face-off circle, and he picked that one right out of the air.
Oh, off the side of the net, clearing attempt, loose puck, and Lorenz holds on to it. Milwaukee had won the face-off. They looked to dump it behind, and having trouble with it was Mark Hussey, I believe. He almost threw it right in front of the net.
Well, about 5.5 minutes left in the period here. This is the opportunity that the Aeros need to get into this hockey game. They have not put a lot of pressure on Milwaukee yet. Here's their chance to get a goal and get within one.
And cleared this time by Milwaukee. 2 power play goals for the Admirals. Jarrett Dooling from Mark Hussey, and Shannon Finn from Brian Felsner and Jason Sapola. And on the power play for the second time here, David Oliver and his teammates looking in front. Another save made by Danny Lorenz. An empty pass over to Freer from David Oliver, and Lorenz looks solid.
Well, Mark Freer using his speed to get into the zone. He was 3rd on the club this season in assists, and he finished the regular season with 17 points in his last 17 games. Right here, trying to get the puck up. There's nowhere to go on that angle. Milwaukee did a great job at pushing him off to the side. It's great to break in towards the net, but if you can't get all the way in front of the net, and the goaltender's got it cut off, the defenseman can force you wide and really give you no shot. And Freer just could not use his strength to cut back in front of the net. Lorenz played that perfectly. He's good positionally, and that makes the saves that much easier for him.
Mark Freer, now the only original Arrow in the lineup here tonight with the injury to Mike Yeo. He's one of 2 original Arrows, the all-time leader in goals, points, and games played. Mark Freer, 29-year-old from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
In the last year of his contract, would like to have a strong playoff season here after a pretty strong season. Likes the atmosphere and the team in Houston.
Meantime, another penalty call, this time on Brent Peterson. So Peterson in the box. With 5:08 remaining here in the first period, a slashing call against Brent Peterson on disciplined penalty taken. And now the Arrows with a 5-on-3 advantage for 1 minute and 35 seconds. Wiseman wins the draw. Hawgood to the top of the dots. Back to Wiseman. Greg Hawgood. Wiseman, Hawgood, Oliver. Shot. Save. Oh, it hit the goalpost, I believe. And Lorenz was able to corral it in off his backside. Good puck movement again at the top of the triangle, Mike.
They move it very well. Those 3 players at the top. Hawgood in the middle. You have Oliver down on the top of the left point, and Wiseman on the other side. Watch him tic-tac-toe it around. It's like a pinball machine, and watch the puck go off the post. It actually hit the defender in front of the net for the Milwaukee Admirals and goes right off the pipe. These are the kind of breaks that make or break a series, and the Arrows just have not been getting those breaks. The puck has seemed to have eyes when it's coming off a Milwaukee stick, but right there, a bounce that could have been better.
Hawgood now working it low again to Wiseman. Big windup shot. Oliver, score! What an unselfish play by Brian Wiseman. Gets it right to his line mate David Oliver. The 5-on-3 pays off for Houston. It is now 2-1.
David Oliver has a big-time shot, but he did not use it there. He just kind of tried to saucer that one into the net, and Danny Lorenz kind of dove, and for a second there we thought we might have stopped it, but a good fake shot draws everybody up to the top, and actually looked like he might have fended on it a little bit, but had enough mustard on it to get it to the net. Watch Wiseman expertly draw everyone. He had everybody's attention, and then David Oliver gets the benefit of that good play and turns it into a goal, and a 1-goal lead only for the Admirals now.
Now Milwaukee, the 3rd most penalized team in the regular season in the IHL, and an undisciplined penalty by Brent Peterson, the slash to cause the 5-on-3, and Houston takes advantage. Now Hollinger. Remember, it's still a 5-on-4 power play here for the Areos. So theoretically, they can tie the game on these man advantage situations. Hoggood, Wiseman, back to the point, and Hollinger. Faked the shot. Oliver was on the post, couldn't deflect it. To the point again, and Hoggood. Hoggood, low shot, and played neatly and cleared by Jeff Nelson.
Continued good movement by the Areos. You're seeing that line out there. Wiseman has logged a lot of time, and he will log a lot of time in this hockey game, as will Hoggood.
3 goals, 3 power play goals here in the first period, just as Andrew Monaco talked about at the top of the show. Special teams, again, a key factor, continuing to be so in this quarterfinal series. 9 seconds now left on the second penalty called against Milwaukee, and the rough cut power play about to come to an end for Houston. Long shot on Shabbat. Krupke out of the box. Fairchild now working it with Sylvain. No. And No got the glove in the face, gave him a rub out, and a power play forthcoming. Power play goal a moment ago by David Oliver. He almost shot it too softly.
Out of the blue, Upjohn invites me to help him test the new Rogaine. Okay. I hated this spot. I said yes. This new Rogaine Extra Strength for Men is more concentrated. It gets more to the root to grow more hair. 2 months in, it's working. My wife's saying something's happening, but maybe I'm just lucky. What about the other guys? Listen to this. 45% more hair than with original Rogaine. 45% more hair with the new Rogaine. It's the, ultimate spot remover.
Family entertainment at its best. The International Hockey League. Man, I love to see that, Mike. The players and fans of tomorrow eating an ice cream here with mom and dad, enjoying a hockey game on a Saturday night. Nothing like it.
Another penalty coming up on the play to the Houston Areos. 3 minutes remaining in this first period. A very exciting first period. 3 goals, all on the power play. The Areos will have to try and kill this one off to take the very minimum, a 1-goal deficit going into the first intermission.
Sylvain No in the penalty box once again. Power play number 4 for Milwaukee. Jason Sapola battling with it with Neil Brady. Now it is Brian Felsner, the leading scorer for the Admirals during the regular season. Brings it up the length of the ice himself. Tipped back from Kelly Fairchild to Felsner. Now he parks behind the net momentarily. Leaves it to the point and Shannon Finn. Sapola. That was a pass. And it did not connect with Brian Felsner. Shannon Finn did connect, though, with Houston's Mark Freer. Fairchild flipped off the glove of Hollinger and into the seats.
Well, that's one thing that the defensive part of Milwaukee has is a lot of size, and Mark Freer, he pays the price, but watch what he does. He gets the puck out of the zone. Sure, he gets flattened, but the key here is team, and he gets the puck out of the zone, and Shannon Finn definitely got his licks in.
Nelson looking for it with Tuttle. Gets it across. Hussey, one-time shot off the side of the net. Sapola. Nelson again. Behind the net to Brent Peterson. In front. Oh, Tuttle tied up nicely by Brent Hughes. Power play continues. Hussey. Back to the point. Sapola. Peterson centering attempt. Intercepted and cleared. 40 seconds remaining on this rough cut power play. The 4th power play for Milwaukee. Mark Hussey will bring it up himself. Stopped at the blue line by Hoggood. Now across the other line. Working it himself against Mark Hussey. Houston Areos Rob Valasevic. Through the neutral zone. Sapola. He's got Nelson. Still keeps possession of the puck. Hits it to Peterson. Flipped it on the backhand. Jason Sapola at the blue line. Shot off the glove. Kept it again, though. Sapola, top of the notch. Low shot, rebound, score! Brent Peterson, another goal for Milwaukee. Their third of the first period. Low shot by Jason Sapola. Lots of traffic in front of Frederick Shabbat.
What a great read by Sapola. He takes the clearing attempt off the boards and then shoots a nice low shot. And Peterson, as we said, making his impact felt here, coming back into the lineup after being up with the Tampa Bay Lightning of the National Hockey League. That's his second goal in as many games for Peterson. And the rebound comes right to his stick. And that's talking to Dave Tippett at the beginning, or before this hockey game. He said that they have not been getting the breaks on the penalty kill. A lot of the rebounds have been coming right to the tape. They'll be hitting legs and going right to the sticks of Milwaukee, but those breaks are what hockey's all about, and right there you saw why. Right onto the tape of Peterson. A good read by Sapola. That all started because he made a great read on the clearing attempt and was able to turn it into a goal.
Milwaukee's done that throughout the first period, Mike. They have kept the puck inside the Houston zone. It's not officially a power play goal, but you could argue it is the result of the power play situation for Milwaukee, because the man wasn't out of the box and back into the play when Sapola walked to the top of the circles and fired the shot in on Frederick Shabbat.
Well, it's all about puck pursuit. It's about winning the battles in the zones, and it's about getting to the puck first. Right there, the clearing attempt, a good hard clearing shot by Trent Cull. It went off the boards. His winger could not get his stick on it to deflect it out of the zone, and Sapola read it beautifully. Took it to the center of the ice and fed it to the front of the net.
Well, on Thursday night, after the first period of game number 3, the score was 3-2. Milwaukee led. All 5 goals were power play goals. It's now 3-1 after the first, if indeed neither team scored in the next 30 seconds. Puck cleared once again, and a face-off will come back to the side of Danny Lorenz.
Attitude is key for the Houston Aeros. What's done is done in the previous games. They need to show some confidence and dwell on the positives of the season, and they had so many this year. Last year, Dave Tippett led the Aeros to a club record of 44-30-8, and he surpassed it again this season with 50 points, or 50 wins, pardon me, and a record 110 points.
Ryan Weissman will take the face-off for the Aeros. Last year, they were in the Western Conference Finals. This year, they're fighting for their lives. 2 goals down in the opening round. Final 15 seconds of the first period. Weissman fires it high off the glass. McNeil tries to kick it aside. Time for Nelson. Onto the tape of Steve Tuttle, and the first period will come to an end. Andrew Monaco will visit with Houston Aeros team captain Neil Brady in our first intermission, as Milwaukee got it started on the power play at 5:24 of the first period. From Mark Hussey, it was 1-0 on the goal by Jarrett Dooling, who, by the way, will be back. He is just fine. Shannon Finn then gets his first of the postseason. 2-0 was our score. 2 power play goals for Milwaukee. Speaking of the man advantage, pretty pass from Brian Weissman to David Oliver at 15:31, but then with 1 minute remaining in the third period, Brent Peterson makes it 3-1.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. He's leaving, leaving. On that midnight train to Georgia. I'm so tired of being alone.
Presenting Solid Gold Soul. You'll get 22 classics.
It was just my imagination.
Get Solid Gold Soul at a very special price.
Ha! What you see is what you get. The big stuff.
Then audition other great albums. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime.
Everybody plays the fool sometimes.
Solid Gold Soul. Call now.
To order Solid Gold Soul, call 1-800-261-8877 or send $12.99 plus $3.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
We get busy. Roll that videotape. Action. Reaction.
Oh, baby.
Woo.
I will be ready.
Sports satisfaction. Van Earl Wright. Kevin Frazier.
Fox Sports News. Prime time.
We are there. Weeknights at 10.
In the world of college athletics, no conference compares to the Pac-10. During the 96-97 season, the Pac-10 dominated the NCAA, winning a record 14-team championships. 7 Pac-10 schools brought home at least one NCAA crown, while Stanford became the first school in NCAA history to win 6 titles in a single year. The Pacific 10 Conference salutes the student athletes and their coaches who produced this tremendous achievement, truly making the Pac-10 the conference of champions.
Fox Sports News is ahead the way.
Weeknights at 10.
Only Long Beach and Chicago had better regular season finishes than the Houston Aeros. Chicago has advanced. Long Beach has a chance to do it this weekend. Houston is in trouble. Let's check downstairs with Andrew Monaco.
Thank you, Mike. Along with the captain of the Houston Aeros, Neil Brady, 3-1 in this first intermission. Neil, your thoughts on that first 20 minutes of hockey?
We started okay. We're working hard and everything, but we're taking penalties, and it's hurting us. I don't know. They got, I think, 2 or 3 power play goals now. One was right at the end of the penalty kill, and we're just killing ourselves.
Dave Tippett had talked about you need to play smart and disciplined hockey. Didn't seem to be happening in the first 20 minutes.
No, it didn't. Not only the penalties. He's talking about the play with the puck, the neutral ice. We're giving up pucks there. They're forcing us. We're not chipping it. We're not getting it deep. We're not getting any pressure on them, and that's what's hurting us right now.
Really seemed to get some of the momentum swing on David Oliver's goal. How big was that one?
Well, it was a big goal, I thought, because it makes it 2-1, and we're only going down maybe 2-1, maybe 2-2 if we get another one. But they come back and score another goal. We got to build on that. We know if we keep working, they're going to have to take penalties on us because we're going to be skating as hard as we can, and we got to go from there.
One of the reasons why you were brought into Houston, the playoff experience, 5 consecutive years in the IHL playoffs. If you can talk about how the playoffs, especially this first round, everything's compressed, best of 5. What do you go through in the postseason when it means so much?
I think regular season, you throw it out the window. Everybody's even when it comes April 16th, and right now we have not had a good out in the last 3 games. This period's been kind of suspect. We still got 2 periods left. We're not going to panic. We're going to come down out, and we're going to stay calm. We're going to work hard. We're going to try to get back to doing the little things right and go from there.
This is a team that got 110 points. You know what success is all about.
We know what success is, and but I think there's a big difference, as everybody knows, from regular season to playoff season. We've got to for each man, we got to bear down. We got to play a little harder, a little grittier, and give ourselves a chance to win here.
Best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Neil Brady, the captain of the Houston Aeros. Houston is down to Milwaukee 3-1. This is the IHL Game of the Week, the Turner Cup playoffs on Fox Sports Net.
Hi, my name is Sierra, and this is my very own Gateway commercial.
Hello, welcome to South Dakota.
If you want to buy a computer, call my mom. She's right back here. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Sierra.
She knows a lot about computers, and she's really nice.
Pentium 2 processor and monitor for under $2,000.
She really is nice.
You betcha.
You should call my mom.
Gateway computers feature Intel Pentium 2 processors. Give us a call. You've got a friend in the business.
Hello.
How's your butt ice? Doobie.
That's the 3rd one tonight.
It's okay. The police are tracing the call. Hello.
This is the police. Those calls are coming from inside the house. Repeat, those calls are coming from inside the house.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the penguins.
Sir? Sir?
So these guys from Rough Cut come up to me and say, "Well, you saw our product?" I say, "Yeah." So they tell me to say it's a meat snack you can really sink your teeth into. Yeah, real funny, guys. Yeah, so the other day I was eating some rough cut. It was so thick and meaty, got stuck between my teeth. That's a good one, guys. I'm sure they're all laughing now.
Football's back with NFL Europe, Sunday on Fox Sports Net. NFL hitting. NFL toughness. NFL attitude.
Let's go, let's go!
NFL Europe on Fox Sports Net. NFL action. European cheerleaders. Barcelona battles Ryan, Sunday at 6 on Fox Sports Northwest.
The IHL playoffs continue here on Fox Sports Net. Milwaukee leading in Game 4 after one period, 3-1. They would like to advance to play the Chicago Wolves, and they'll do so if they hold on to win tonight's game. Chicago, the number 2 team overall in the regular season, has already eliminated Manitoba. Game 3 Wednesday night. On the road, Wendell Young, spectacular. Had the late season injury, come back into the lineup, and he has been very good. A save off Scott Thomas, then Bill Bowler takes his chance, and Wendell Young comes up big again. Manitoba's Johan Hedberg makes the save off of Steve Martins. A close game until Chicago's Steve LaRouche beats Hedberg on the power play, and it clinches the series as Chicago scores the first round sweep of the Manitoba Moose. They are waiting to see who they will play Friday and Saturday night. Saturday night's game to be featured from the Rosemont Horizon here on Fox Sports Net. Kansas City and Long Beach looking to clinch also this weekend in the Western Conference. Long Beach with the best record in the regular season. In the East, Orlando at Indianapolis last night, Game 3. A wild shootout. Orlando's Pat Neaton had 2 goals. His second put the Solar Bears up 3-2. Then Grigory Pantaleov tallied 1, and Orlando was back ahead. But Indianapolis answers. Kevin Miller with a goal of his own. We were tied at 4. And then rookie Sean Wansborough scored his first playoff goal, and that gave Orlando the victory. The Solar Bears now lead the series against the Indianapolis Ice 2-1. Fort Wayne and Cleveland will play tonight and tomorrow at Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Cincinnati with an overtime victory on Wednesday night sweeps Grand Rapids. 33% on the power play in the first round for the Cyclones. The Vipers, the defending Turner Cup champions. Cleveland, here's an updated score against Fort Wayne from the Gund. They lead after 1 period of play. And Detroit and Michigan up in Kalamazoo in the first period are scoreless. We'll keep you posted of all the scores tonight, and also keep you abreast of the situation here in our own building on our Fox Sports Net IHL Game of the Week.
U.S. Airways, offering service to Rome, Madrid, Paris, Frankfurt, Munich, and, beginning in the spring of '98, new service to London and Amsterdam.
Hi, I'm Joe Cook, captain for Team Mission. Today's roller hockey tip is backward skating.
To skate backwards, we start with all our weight on one foot, our balance foot. I make 1 C-scribe backwards to a roll, transferring weight between balance foot and action foot. I am now skating backwards.
Fox Sports News Primetime. We are there.
I love sports. I dream about sliding headfirst into home plate. Deep in my bones, there is a need for slap shots, left hooks, spikes, high-speed turns, sudden death overtime. He's wide open down the sideline. I want every step. I want every score. The 30, the 20, the 10. If you got the hunger, like I got the hunger, there's only one place to go.
Fox Sports and Fox Sports Northwest bring you worldwide sports coverage plus your favorite home teams, all on Fox Sports Online.
God!
Brothers and sisters, welcome to Our Lady of the Puck, the only church where you can pray for your hockey team, be forgiven for your cross checks, and seek righteous retribution for those who have slashed against you. Let us pray for our beloved teams that they may win the Stanley Cup and catch the next Zamboni to the promised land. Please rise for our first hymn.
The Stanley Cup playoffs move to Sunday only on your local Fox station.
Hallelujah!
Keep watching Fox Sports News.
We welcome you back. Here, our first intermission. The IHL playoffs. The Houston Areos would like to see a game 5 on Monday night. They trail by 2 goals. Mike Goldberg, Mike Greenlay, top penalty killing unit in the regular season. Houston victimized not once but twice by the Milwaukee Admirals power play in the first period. I know we've talked about it a lot. Special teams, again, a key in the first 20 minutes.
And again, a key for the Houston Areos is discipline. I don't think they need any more reminders from the Milwaukee Admirals that their power play just seems to be clicking, and the specialty teams in general. And I think if they keep taking penalties, they're going to be keep getting victimized.
And the more Milwaukee scores with the man advantage, the less fearsome they are as far as worrying about Houston. I mean, they scored on their first power play of the night just 5 minutes in.
Well, Jared Dooling will somehow hang on to that puck through a maze of players in front of the net, and he is able to put them up 1-0 on an assist from Hussey.
Shannon Finn from the point.
Shannon Finn will get a blast right here. It somehow had eyes. It found its way through 3 players, including goalie Frederick Shabbat.
David Oliver here made sure he got good wood on the puck, almost too sure.
Yeah, well, the puck was rolling. He tried to get it to the back of the net. He eventually did. Danny Lorenz almost got a piece of that.
And the guy we said would be a key, Brent Peterson, makes his presence felt again.
Well, it wasn't a power play goal, but the player just stepped out of the box. So, for all intents and purposes, another special teams goal for Milwaukee.
Lots of shots in the first period, 16 for Milwaukee, 12 for Houston. The scoring chances for 5 respectively. And the face-offs, 1 in the offensive zones, Houston controlling. But all in all, the numbers that matter, 1 for 3, 2 for 4. And 2 for 4 means a 2-goal lead for Milwaukee after 20 minutes. The IHL Turner Cup playoffs continue.
You haunt me, my friend. Everywhere I go, you're there. Kiev, Buenos Aires, Budapest. But not this time. At long last, victory is mine.
Drink Bud Ice, but beware the Penguins.
We all have something to contribute. Some are blessed with speed. Some have guts. There are those with agility and others with power. But there is one thing we all share, a dream. And although it weighs only 30 pounds, it'll take the strength of an entire team to hoist it.
Why is Days Inn the official hotel of the International Hockey League? Maybe it's because they can check in any city where the IHL plays. Or Days Inn's over 1,700 locations. Or maybe it's because they always save big. At Days Inn, whatever the reason, Days Inn is where the IHL stays when they're off the ice. Wherever you go, follow the sun to Days Inn.
The IHL Turner Cup playoffs brought to you by Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beers of the IHL, and by Rogaine, extra strength for men. Mike Goldberg, Mike Greenlay, Andrew Monaco, happy to be with you. Jared Dooling, still a little blood from the left eye area, but he's on the ice and ready to start the second period of play. I'm trying to remember if he had the visor at the beginning of the game or not, Mike.
I don't think he did. Obviously, to protect the cut underneath his eye, it's still bleeding a little bit, but he is back on the ice. His team has a 2-goal lead.
Brent Peterson across the line, left it there for McSween. And stepping up on the play was Houston's Terry Hollinger. Now Hollinger again. The forechecking system utilized by Al Sims is one of pressure, pressure, pressure. And now with a 2-goal advantage, you would imagine they can pressure if they wish. And they're not a team through the system of Al Sims that's going to sit back on a 2-goal lead. They'll continue, I would think, to send 2 guys on the puck. Now Dooling and Trupke away from the play. And Dooling wants a little revenge on poor Trupke.
Well, they went right after each other there, and Gord Krupke, big strong defenseman for the Areos, 6'2", 230 pounds. Jared Dooling a little bit smaller than that, but I think for Milwaukee's circumstances right now, it's best that they try and stay away from anything like this, because it's going to be the Houston Areos that are going to try and goad them into some penalties. Not that that's a game plan, but that's just a natural occurrence when you're trailing in a game, especially a game of this magnitude. And Al Sims, I'm sure, told them to be disciplined, and you'll be able to win this game and take the series and not see the Areos till next season.
Well, the Admirals took only 1 penalty in the 3rd period of Game 3. The game they ended up winning on the shot from Brent Peterson, 4-3 final in that one. They also allowed Houston only 4 shots on goal in the 3rd period. Now we're only in the 2nd period. Talked about the forecheck a moment ago. Would you expect Sims' team to continue to be aggressive?
Well, the thing is, the Areos, what they wanted to do is make the Milwaukee Admirals force and open the game up. But now it's the Areos who have to do so, and that's where they're going to call on their goaltender, Frederick Chabot. In large quantities here, they were already outshot in that 1st period.
Dalasevic was dragged down by Shannon Finn. And the call is going to be made against the Milwaukee Admirals.
The one thing about the Milwaukee Admirals, as I mentioned, their defense, they have a lot of size. 6 defensemen on their roster are over 6 feet and 200 pounds. Shannon Finn being one of them, 6'2", 205 pounds. And the way for the Areos to beat them is to utilize their speed and make these big defensemen move their feet and drag them down. And that's what you saw right there on that play. Mark Freer used his speed again, trying to break around the outside. It forced Shannon Finn to have to drag him down. And in that case, gives the Areos a power play and a chance to bring it again within 1.
Greg Hawgood and the power play unit on. 4th power play of the game for the Areos. Brian Wiseman gets the puck back. Quick puck movement again. Top of the dots. Hawgood, now Oliver. One-time blast. There's the big drive. Missed it on the short side. Oliver has the power play goal for Houston. It came at 15:31 in the 1st. Oliver gets it across. Hawgood to the near side boards. Wiseman. Back to Hawgood. Wiseman again. A 4-on-3 here. The penalties called a moment ago. Wiseman gets it back. Takes the shot himself. Low in front. Dalasevic driven away from the rebound. And cleared by Milwaukee.
Once again, we saw a failed clearing attempt almost turn into a goal. Well, the first time it happened was against Houston. They couldn't clear the puck, and it was Milwaukee that scored. The Areos could not answer on that one.
Krupke and Dooling in the box. And now Shannon Finn, 4-on-3 still for another 30 seconds. Hollinger and Hawgood up top. Oliver now. Harry Hollinger waits patiently. Looking, shot, fanned on by Hawgood. Keep it again. Hawgood now brings it to the center of the ice. Top of the circles. A drive and a save made by Lorenz. And the rebound cleared. And Danny Lorenz might have caught that a bit above the pad. In that spot between the pants and the pad. And was just a bit slow getting up. And no, now breaking towards the net. Lorenz dragged down by his own player, Mike McNeil. Sylvain No has great speed. 6 seconds left in the rough cut power play. Neil Brady, top of the circle, shot off the stick of Lorenz. Finn out of the box. The rough cut power play comes to an end. And Lorenz again is slow to get up. I think he caught it right in that open spot, Mike. You've had it hit you there before.
Yes, and goaltenders will wear different types of knee pads, and he could have caught that. Actually, sometimes a shot is so hard, and Hogwood has a good shot, plus he was right at the top of the circles. He could have actually caught that right on the pants and still had it leave a bruise, and it might just be a stinger on top of the knee. You can see the knee pads right underneath the goal pads that he's wearing, and just shaking that one off. He had a couple shots down low in there, and just taking a breather. He played plenty of games this season, 54 games played, and was tied for third in wins this year at 28. Here's the blast. This one going wide off of his pants. That was from Neil Brady. This is what might have hurt him right there, that stretch across the crease. Goaltender's groin takes a heck of a workout when you're trying to get that foot across, and maybe overextending himself on that play.
Well, he was slow getting up from the shot from Hogwood, and then slow getting up after McNeil crashed into him. It was a tough 20 seconds or so on Danny Lorenz. Nonetheless, he held solid. And was able to help his teammates kill off the Areos power play. Felsner back deep. Now it's Kelly Fairchild on the near side boards. Clearing attempt once again fails, this time for Milwaukee. Jim Torrey tied up with a man away from the referee Dean Warren's sights. It was Eric Fenton and Torrey away from the play a moment ago. Fenton hit by Blake Sloan. Trebojevic bodied by Brent Hughes. And they tangle afterwards. Been a very closely contested physical series. Dave Tippett said he knew Kansas City and Milwaukee would be tough teams to play against in the postseason. Tough has been an understatement. Fenton in front of the Areos bench. Still going at it with Brent Hughes. The physicality has started out here in the second period. 15:51 remains.
I have a lot of fun playing characters that are impulsive and dramatic, because the real me is pretty basic. I'm even a little practical. Like a while back, I noticed I had some flakes. So naturally, I started using Head & Shoulders. Of course, it helps keep the flakes away. And if it leaves my hair looking like this, why mess with a good thing?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems
Into beautiful hair.
I started with the original Rogaine. I wanted to fix this, and Rogaine was starting to work. But they said, Mike, switch over to the new Rogaine. That's when my hair coach started noticing.
Looks good, Dad.
With this new extra strength for men, they say 45% more hair is the average. I think I'm gonna beat that. Every Sunday, I got 60,000 friends staring at my head, so more hair is a big win.
The new Rogaine, 45% more hair.
I mean, consider the alternative.
This week we're in Milwaukee. Next week we'll be in Chicago, potentially to watch the Admirals play the Chicago Wolves if Milwaukee wins tonight. In fact, every Saturday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time here on Fox Sports Net, we are happy to bring you our exclusive national coverage of the IHL Turner Cup playoffs. Last year it was the Vipers. Who may it be this year? You'll find out only right here on Fox Sports Net. Hughes and Fenton both in the box for roughing, so a 4-on-4 here with 15 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Happy you're along with us tonight here from the Bradley Center. Dueling Finn and Peterson for Milwaukee. David Oliver, a power play goal for Houston, the scoring so far. Brian Wiseman, the former Michigan Wolverine, playing on line with his Wolverine teammates David Oliver and Cam Stewart. Don McSween leaves it for Ken Sabrin. Now it's Oliver tangling with Brent Peterson. Both of those guys with extensive NHL experience. Peterson got a great look from Tampa Bay this year. Big, strong, power forward, stepped offside.
Someone who had a lot of looks in the NHL as well. Jeff Nelson, centerman for the Milwaukee Admirals, as they start to mix it up. Also the captain of the team. Last year played with Grand Rapids along with his brother, Todd Nelson. Actually had a chance to sign with Washington again this season. Turned down the contract, and a lot of injuries to Washington. Could have meant some playing time in the NHL from this year, but he, in retrospect, should have done so. But all of his NHL experience have come with the Washington Capitals, the team that drafted him in 1991.
McNeil to Christian Prue. Pass too far. And played by Houston. Work it backwards instead of forward. Jeff Torrey will chase it down. Shabbat left it there for him. Rob Valasevic. Again, there's McNeil. The two men in on the forecheck from Milwaukee. This time, Houston able to break the pressure, and it results in a 2-on-1. Torrey looking shot, save, Lorenz. Valasevic and Torrey with a 2-on-1. Sylvain no now, and right into the midsection of Danny Lorenz. Now that's where that aggressive forecheck can backfire occasionally, and it led to an odd man situation against Milwaukee.
Milwaukee likes to force predominantly with that left wing lock, and they came out the other side. It creates a 2-on-1. Watch how Danny Lorenz forces right here. What a beautiful save there. It doesn't look spectacular, but technically from a goaltending perspective, that's a very smart move by him to challenge the shooter on the sharp angle, and then nothing there. The defenseman clear Houston out in front, and Lorenz can see that one all the way. He hangs on, giving up no rebound. He has definitely been the difference for Milwaukee in this series.
Face off to the glove side of Danny Lorenz. Controlled by Don McSwain. Played 2 games with Grand Rapids at the beginning of the year. He's been a mainstay on the blue line all season long for Milwaukee. Tom Lack flips it in on the backhand. Poked aside by Shabbat. Kept in by McSwain. Spun around. All good. Tom Lack. Now Dick and Dooling. And Jarrett Dooling comes away with the loose puck. Still 4-on-4 for another 9 seconds here. Tom Lack. Dooling comes in. Now Dooling with the eye injury, still not afraid to mix it up. Now he's got the puck looking in front towards Tom Lack. Out of the box comes Fenton and Brent Hughes. So we're back at full strength, both teams. Sabrin flips it on the backhand. Time, hook shot. Deflected aside off the stick of Frederick Shabbat. And another penalty forthcoming as Eric Fenton went down hard.
The penalty came on earlier on in the play. I don't think it would be against Fenton. It might be on Paul Dick, who was corralling Mike Tomlak in the corner, and he didn't have him all that much. It might be holding the stick, and that's what it's going to be. Holding this, is it cross check or holding the stick? Because he did have a hold of him in the corner. There's Dick, and there's the cross check right there, but his arm went up way earlier in the play when Dick was holding the stick. So I'm not sure whether Warren knew which one to call there. Paul Dick earlier on had the hold of Mike Tomlin's stick, let go. That's when the arm went up. Then the cross check late, and that's the penalty that was called. I'm not sure how that works, but no matter which way you slice it, Paul Dick goes to the penalty box.
And a power play for Milwaukee. Their 5th power play. 18 shots for the Admirals, 17 for the Areos. Harry Hollinger, clearing attempt, bounced off the stick of the Milwaukee player. Finally, they are able to send it down. There you see the numbers so far. Our Rough Cut power play statistics brought to you by Rough Cut. Jason Sapola leaves it for Shannon Finn. Finn happy to just dump it around. Shabbat couldn't handle it. Kicked over towards Gord Krupke. Can they clear? No. Brady couldn't get to the puck. Now Neil Brady at the top of the box. Shannon Finn gets it across to Jason Sapola. Felsner. Patient. Good cross-ice pass to Finn. Top of the dots. One-time drive. Shabbat well out of the net and makes the save.
You ask yourself why Milwaukee's power play has been so successful, and it's not because they do anything fancy. Actually, it's because they do things so simply. They move the puck around well, but after that, it's just shots from the point. Watch this right here. It'll come back to the point man, and he won't waste time. Just shoot it, even on the one-timer, and that creates offensive opportunities. Look at Shabbat in front, having to move and make the save. Look at the bodies in front of the net. You get enough traffic in front and shots from the point, it will create offensive opportunities. It's not anything fancy, just good, smart playing by Milwaukee.
Now, as we mentioned, Milwaukee's power play in the regular season benefited from Brent Peterson's 9 goals. When he was gone, the power play struggled a bit, but overall they were still 7th best in the IHL. So it's no surprise that they're having success in the series. Of course, you have to mention also Houston, the top penalty killing unit in the IHL. This Milwaukee team better than Houston in the regular season series. And very good here at the Bradley Center, lifetime against the Areos. Torrey in on his man, Brent Peterson, dueling in the middle of things. Nelson comes up with the puck to the point, and Shannon Finn. Finn, high shot, deflected off the arm of Jeff Torrey. Now behind the net, Trent Call. And Brian Wiseman will be able to carry it out himself into the neutral zone area. 27 seconds remaining in the Rough Cut power play. Jason Sapola across the line. Felsner knocked down by Krupke and iced again. Now 13 seconds left in the penalty to the Houston Aeros. Paul Dick. Mark Hussey, former Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick. High shot off the glass. Felsner back to Hussey. Mixed swing into traffic. Out of the box, up to the stick of Valasevic. Valasevic dragged down in the neutral zone area. McSween plays it off the boards. And finally a whistle with 11:23 remaining here in the second period. 4 goals scored in the first, none so far here in the second.
And now to the NHL, where this season we're seeing a whole lot more breakaway goals.
So through the magic of Fox Sports News VR gear, let's check in with Avalanche goaltender Patrick Waugh. Okay, Patrick, take us inside hockey's most exciting play. Hey. Patrick bought the stick fake. Now he's going to pay. A little soft on the glove side. Hey. How's your 5-hole?
Stop cheating,
Patrick. Adam? Whew. Nice check.
Thanks.
And world peace. Could you please create a vast sports information source that's fast and fresh and loaded with attitude, where I could go for the latest sports dirt virtually any time, day or night? Oh. And could it be free?
Now Fox Sports and Fox Sports Northwest bring you worldwide sports coverage plus your favorite home teams, and it's all free. Get your sports from a higher source. Fox Sports Online.
Thank you.
19th playoff appearance in 21 years for the Milwaukee Admirals. Let's check downstairs with Andrew Monaco.
Boy, there's one person who is very interested in this game right here, John Anderson, the head coach of the Chicago Wolves, who will get the winner of this. How much of an advantage, John, is it that you get to watch this game right here?
Well, I think we've seen Milwaukee enough. We played them 12 times, but certainly we haven't seen Houston enough, so this is what we're really concentrating on tonight.
Doesn't matter which team you play. You've got Milwaukee in your division. You got Houston that you battled all season in points, or doesn't it matter when you got Wendell Young between the fights?
Well, hopefully it won't matter if we have Wendell Young between the fights, but they're both good hockey teams, so it'll be a battle no matter what.
Mike, we will see Chicago next week on the IHL Game of the Week.
Look forward to it, and what a great job John Anderson, the longtime NHLer, has done out by O'Hare Airport, the Rosemont Horizon. Beautiful Chicago. Venue next week on our IHL Game of the Week. John Anderson's team, one of the best in the regular season, the Chicago Wolves.
Also co-coaches with Dave Tippett this year at the All-Star game.
Shot by Fairchild, trying to work it deep in the zone. Raised off the stick of Frederick Chabot. Number 2-seeded Chicago Wolves. Number 3-seeded Houston Aeros. Could be a 2-6 matchup for Chicago if Milwaukee holds on. We are at the midway point of our contest. Mike Goldberg, Mike Greenlay, Andrew Monaco, our fine crew here on Fox Sports Net. Happy to be at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Greg Hawgood and the Houston Aeros face elimination in this best-of-5 quarterfinal series. Nelson able to work it up ahead. Peterson chases it down. Hollinger, and now dueling. Jarrett. He's hit from behind by Cam Stewart. No question about that call.
Cam Stewart, a real spark plug out there. I think he might get a charge. He might have left his feet right before he hit Dooling. Dooling seems to be the Areos whipping boy this evening. Really, it's either Dooling getting involved quite a bit or the Areos just going after him quite a bit this evening. But either way, Dooling, no matter which way you look at it, has drawn some penalties. And the Areos have come on the short end of that. Right there, getting hit from behind by Cam Stewart. Cam Stewart played for Boston in the NHL from '94 to '96, playing in 13 Stanley Cup playoff games.
And now he'll spend the next 2 minutes in the penalty box. He's part of that Michigan connection, which we will feature in our second intermission tonight. Cam Stewart, David Oliver, Brian Wiseman, all played for Red Berenson in Ann Arbor. And had, needless to say, if you know anything about the Michigan program in the decade of the 90s, a lot of success. Felsner, also a former CCHA product. Kelly Fairchild breaks through the check of Trent Cole. Now behind the net, Felsner. Look to center it. Cole is on it. Trent Cole, Brian Felsner, Eric Fenton, Kelly Fairchild, Gord Krupke, all behind the net, along with Neil Brady. To the point, Jason Sapola. And pucked onto the stick of Neil Brady. He's tied up by Felsner. And now it's Shannon Finn. Down hard went Felsner. Shot. And a pad save made. An undisciplined penalty taken a moment ago by Neil Brady. As finally he dragged Felsner down, at least in the estimation of Dean Warren. Neil vehemently upset. He thought he was being tied up by Felsner in the first place.
Well, it was that last. And he could get a 10-minute misconduct here if Warren sees any more of that, and he's going to send him off. He's gone. The frustration's starting to show, and it's in the second period, just past the halfway mark. The Areos only down by 2 goals here, but it's Milwaukee's ability to clog up the neutral zone and basically block off the Areos' speed, which is a key to their game. And I'm not sure what they're going to give him. They're going to give him the original 2-minute penalty, but after that, I didn't see him call a 10-minute misconduct. But he did point towards the locker room. There's 8:56 remaining, so if it's a 10-minute misconduct, that's probably why. Because he won't be back this period at least. Brian Wiseman heading to the penalty box, or pardon me, Sylvain Note.
Well, he and Brian Felsner were tangled up behind the plate for a long time. Let's watch it again, Mike.
Well, here he gets hooked a bit by Brian Felsner, and then the holding and the shoving back and forth, and right here, that is what the penalty was called for.
A shot by Mark Hussey, deflected off the post. Sapola now down low. Milwaukee, a 5-on-3 advantage. Sapola, Hussey, shot, score! Power play goal, Milwaukee. They lead 4-1. Mark Hussey. Discipline, discipline, discipline.
Mark Hussey will just blast this one. He had a couple shots from that spot, and you could see Frederick Chabot bow his head after that one because he had the angle. He just did not get his arm down quick enough, and that blast from low on the one-timer beat him underneath the arm. Another power play goal for Milwaukee.
On a 5-on-3 to say the least, Mike, and still Milwaukee on the power play here for another minute and 10 seconds. 3 power play goals. Essentially, you could argue all 4 goals for Milwaukee have come as a result of the man advantage. Hussey from Sapola and Nelson at 11:30 of the second period. It is 4-1 Admirals. Dueling Peterson. Behind the net, Nelson. To the point, Sapola. Wiseman looking for the touchdown pass. Ahead to Hughes, across 2 lines, and the whistle sounds.
Brent Hughes trying to break away right there and just got the puck way too late. It was clearly a 2-line pass. Arrows trying to do anything right now to turn this game around. They are down by 3 goals, but clearly it has been the power play for Milwaukee that has frustrated the Houston Areos. A huge disappointment in the making right here for the Areos, who broke the record in points. First time they surpassed the 100-point barrier. Finished 3rd overall in the league. 50 wins.
The one game that they did win in the series, game 2, Mike, it was their power play, which was good. Tallying 3 power play goals in game 2 in Houston at the Compact Center, a 5-2 victory. Freer back to touch up first. You know, Dave Tippett said to us both this morning that he really felt that if his team did exactly what they did on most nights in the regular season, he would take his chances. But on most nights in the regular season, his team didn't take a lot of penalties. They were the 12th most penalized, so that means one of the least penalized teams in the league during the regular season play. Unfortunately, they've made many trips to the penalty box here tonight.
Well, as echoed by Dave Tippett and many of the players that we spoke to, they certainly have not brought their A game, as they say, to the playoffs this season, because many feel, and I think the regular season proves, that if they had brought their A game, they would be challenging these Milwaukee Admirals, if not beating them in this series. But that's not the case. They are down. This game could end their season, and they are down by 3 goals in that very game.
Felsner crosses the line, top of the circles. He hit the post. Brian Felsner hit the post a moment ago. And ice back the other way. 4-1 Admirals. It was almost 5-1 as Milwaukee keeps on coming.
Kentucky fans, rally round your Rally Cats.
Remember the Alamo Dome, baby!
Now you can remember the Alamo Dome forever.
Go Cats!
With Sports Illustrated's exclusive Wildcat National Championship package, featuring this hardbound commemorative and limited edition National Championship watch, both free with your paid subscription.
I get all that for free?
SI's Wildcat Championship Commemorative Edition is a great way to savor the Comeback Cats' historic march to the top. It's gold-lettered and individually numbered, a Kentucky keepsake you'll treasure forever.
Cats win a national championship and I get this free book? That's great.
Plus, you'll also get this exclusive Kentucky National Championship watch featuring the Wildcats official logo.
That's free?
Call now. Use your credit card. Get 54 issues of SI for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 57% off the cover price and get your 2 great gifts free.
Sports Illustrated and Kentucky #1.
Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
6:39 remains in the second period. Milwaukee leads 4-1. Like to remind you, the IHL Turner Cup playoffs on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Bauer. Leave an impression. Tom Lack on the draw. To the point, Sabrin. Shot saved by Shabbat. Wiseman now tied up with Mike Tomlak. And Gord Krupke flips it on the backhand behind the net. Houston tries to come out. David Oliver. And a 2-line pass called against the Arrows.
Well, before the series started, Al Sims, in his first season as head coach of the Milwaukee Admirals, he said he's not going to pay attention, nor does he want to pay attention to the previous records or previous playoff performances in the franchise. But there's one thing that he probably would like to pay attention to, and that is that the Arrows have not won a game at the Bradley Center and since 1995. That was back when Dave Tippett was still a player. And it seems to be proving true here. Losing the last game on Thursday and now down 4-1 in the second period.
The Admirals last year were swept in the first round by the eventual Western Conference champion Long Beach Ice Dogs, who lost in the Turner Cup Finals to the Detroit Vipers. And in this decade, they have been in the playoffs every season, 8 times, 7 times a first-round loser. Unless Houston really does something spectacular, that is not going to be the case here in 1998. Around the near side boards to Brian Wiseman. Through the neutral zone, Dick. Flips it to the side. And picked up by Ken Sabrin. Sabrin to McSween. And McSween just filters it out of the zone. Icing forthcoming. And a touch up and a stoppage. 5:14 on the clock here in the second. Milwaukee, as we mentioned, one of the storied franchises back in the 80s, the Western Division champions. In 83, under Phil Whitliff, they lost to Toledo in the Turner Cup Finals. And in 95, they lost in the West Finals to the eventual champion that year, the Denver Grizzlies. Been in the postseason a lot. They haven't been around a long time very often. Off the rebound. Christian Prue tied up with Kelly Perot. A couple of 23s battling. Torrey across the hawker. Low shot. Deflected, bounced off a leg in front. And now up to McNeil. McNeil leaves for Dean Trebojevic. And again, Milwaukee just dumps it into the Houston zone. And a whistle again with 4:46 on the clock. And Milwaukee in full control of this game.
Rivals battle in the Bronx. Ken Griffey Jr. leads the Mariners' attack. Darryl Strawberry powers the Yankee arsenal. Seattle faces New York.
Grump worms! Man, that you know I'm a herbivore.
My bad.
Mariners Yankees, Wednesday at 4 on Fox Sports Northwest.
Cleveland Lumberjacks at home, now leading Fort Wayne 4-1 in the second period of play. Detroit and Michigan have moved to the second period. The K-Wings playing for their lives. Utah and Kansas City. Also game 4 being played in the first period. Out of town Turner Cup scores brought to you by U.S. Airways. Fairchild lost the face-off. Now it's Blake Sloan. Shannon Finn stepped up. Fairchild kind of fanned on the shot. And Hoggood advances it into the neutral zone. Freer. And Felsner pitches it back. Krupke gets it. Little tic-tac, Jersey. Hussey ahead to Felsner. Just deflected to the side of Frederick Chabot. Led Cincinnati to the West Finals 2 years ago. Fenton tied up by Terry Hollinger. Big Eric Fenton. Hard to knock off the puck. And as a result, Fairchild gets a quick shot away. A good effort by Eric Fenton behind the net.
Well, this line has been kind of quiet. They've drawn a couple penalties, but you look at Eric Fenton. He really likes to mix it up as he's done so far this game. He led the Milwaukee Admirals in penalty minutes, 331. But he also led them in shooting percentage, which was good for second in the IHL at 21%. And that line has done a lot of good for this Milwaukee team.
Sabrin's drive just wide. David Oliver overskates the puck. Now it's Brent Peterson. Hoggood moves it ahead and flipped up the zone. Ken Sabrin chases it down. We've got a penalty forthcoming. Interference call away from the play. Houston's David Oliver fell into the boards hard. There's David Oliver, an all-star, a superstar at Michigan. unable to generate any offense so far here tonight as Dooling goes to the box.
An interference call on the play as Oliver was trying to drive down there and put some forechecking ability down on the Milwaukee Admirals. They have not spent a lot of time in the Milwaukee end this period. You look at David Oliver. He led the Arrows in goals this season and was tied for 9th in the IHL with his 38 markers. Also set a team record for power play goals at 18 and tied a record for game-winning goals at 7. But right now they are 4 goals away from game winners.
Power play for Houston. Short-handed opportunity. McNeil dives ahead. Tomlak crosses the line. Top of the circle. Wrist shot. Swept aside off the blocker of Shabbat. 6th power play of the night for Houston. Their only goal was scored by David Oliver on the power play. Vallis 7. Pass was behind him, and it's played by Brent Peterson and cleared again.
The Arrows just not clicking right now. They have sagged a bit in this second period, and time definitely a factor.
Now behind Trebojevic. Hit on the play. Brent Hughes has it on the dashboard. Plays it over to David Oliver. Oliver. Nice pass across to Hollinger. Now it's Wiseman. Back to Hollinger. Shot. Save Lorenz. He holds on. And a scrum in front. And Lorenz, you can see out of the picture just a little bit, rolled over. Again in a bit of pain.
Got stepped on by Brent Hughes, who was being pushed and shoved by the defense in front of the net, and he was right into the net, and Hughes got pushed and jumped up in the air, landed right on top of Danny Lorenz, right on the back of his legs. And if you look at the goaltender's pads, all the big paddings on the front, but on the back, all there are straps and maybe some thin pads up the inside of the legs, but not a lot. As you look at the back, that's just all leg back there, and a skate across that. Naturally very painful, but Lorenz is able to get up and take a breather. Here's the last chance here for Houston. They feed it to the point, get a good shot on goal, and then pushed into the crease was Brent Hughes by Trebojevic, and then tripping over the goaltender is Brent Hughes, who was in front of the net trying to cause a screen. The Arrows pulling out anything they can here. Even one goal would bring them within striking distance for that third period.
You don't want to trail by 3, that's for sure, going into the third. You'd rather not trail by 2 if you could help it. Right now, the Arrows are just, as they say, the old cliche, take it 1 goal at a time. They do have a lot of offensive weapons. They have really been stifled here by Milwaukee's defense. Milwaukee, a good defensive team. Hogwood keeps it in at the blue line. Shot high. Lorenz way out of the net. Bobbled it once and then hauled it in. Lorenz has really been coming out of his crease, Mike, and you being a former goaltender, you know what that's all about. Really coming way out of his crease and battling the shooters tonight.
He has a lot of confidence in his defenseman. It's clear. You don't even have to ask him that. You can tell by the way he's playing, because when a goaltender challenges the way he is, he knows that their players are going to take the other men. It's his job to stop the puck. Watch him come out. He's way out. Okay, the puck's mine. Everybody else take a body. And that's what's happening. The Arrows just cannot get anybody in any traffic in front of that net. They can't get any rebounds. And for that reason, they have only 1 goal.
Shot high on Danny Lorenz again and again. Well out of the crease. He makes the save, and then, as you mentioned, quickly, the big bodies in the white jerseys jump in and grab a blue uniformed player.
If you're going to shoot the puck from the point, you have to have screen, you have to have rebounds, you have to have traffic. Because goaltenders in this league who set a record again in shutouts at 73 just shows that the talent level is just rising for goaltenders, and you're not going to score goals shooting the puck up high with no traffic in front of a goaltender like Danny Lorenz, who played in 54 hockey games this season.
Now after the whistle, there is going to be a penalty call against the Milwaukee Admirals. Mark Hussey on sportsmanlike conduct to call against Mark Hussey.
Gave the face wash to Blake Sloan in front of the net.
Houston's getting their chances here. They've only got 4 seconds on this 5-on-3 rough cut power play. 1:47 remaining in the period. They'll have the man advantage. Would it be safe to say a power play goal here before the period ends is imperative for Houston?
I think it goes without saying.
Oliver, Sabrin, they battle. 5-on-4 now. Brian Wiseman keeps it in at the blue line. Wiseman just puts it ahead. Off the stick of Valasevic. Freer is in. So was David Oliver on McSween. Oliver still battling for it. Oliver working on Jeff Nelson now. Trying Houston is to get the puck back towards the point. And Milwaukee's Admirals doing a great job on every battle for the puck.
Moving the puck is imperative for the Houston Areos. If you don't move the puck, you make those defensemen and those forwards for Milwaukee that much bigger, and you make their reach that much longer. If you can move the puck, move that box around, make these big men move their feet, then you might be able to victimize them down low and move the puck quickly. And that's one thing that the Areos have done all year, is move the puck around quickly on their power play. They had some trouble near the end of the season on the power play, but thought they'd turn things around again after game 1, getting 3 power plays in game 2. But they have not been able to really capitalize, getting only 1 power play so far this game.
Cross ice towards Brian Wiseman. On this, the 7th power play opportunity for Houston. Brent Hughes behind the net. Back to the point. Quickly over onto the stick of Wiseman on the double shift. Now takes the point with Hoggood. Back to Greg Hoggood. Low shot. Just off the net. Looking for somebody to get a stick on it. Stewart. Shot. What a save! Sylvain No was robbed. What a save by Danny Lorenz. No again. And the shot deflected into the stands. Simply outstanding.
Danny Lorenz says no to Sylvain No, who had a great opportunity on the back door, but a classic 2-pad stack by Danny Lorenz keeps the 3-goal lead with less than a minute in this period. Look at that shot coming through the defense, Ken Sabrin, and Danny Lorenz gets his body over in time to make a stellar save late in this second period.
Kick save and a beauty.
Classic.
Double pad stack by Danny Lorenz, 28 years old, from Murrayville, British Columbia. His 5th year in the IHL. Hoggood to Hollinger. Low drive, wide of the net. Under 30 seconds remains in the period. Still on the power play, Houston. Across to Hollinger. Now it's Wiseman. Moving in, Hoggood just missed on the near side post. Wiseman, 10 seconds left. Hoggood, looking, shot deflected. Oliver can't get a hold of it. Filtered in front. Nelson picks it up. Period is going to come to an end. Danny Lorenz with 22 saves on the night. Frederick Shabbat sees his team in a big hole. Just 1 goal scored here in our second period after we had 4 goals combined in the first, and that was a power play goal at 11:30 by Mark Hussey. Jason Sapola and Jeff Nelson get the assists, and that is where we stand after 40 minutes. Milwaukee leads the Houston Areos 4-1. Houston 20 minutes away from elimination if they don't come back.
Look, I'll take the last word on this one. Scottie Pippen is the best all-around player in the NBA. I'm Jim Rome.
And I'm Wallace Matthews.
And that's it for another edition of The Last Word.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Check you next time.
Take it easy.
See you later.
Take care.
It's a jungle out there.
Drive safely.
Remember all 4 food groups.
Eat your fiber.
Death is below average.
Watch out for the killer bees.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Your cab drivers are belligerent.
Put up your convertible top.
Wear a condom.
Let's do lunch.
And don't let that door crack you on the way out.
Football's back with NFL Europe, Sunday on Fox Sports Net. NFL hitting. NFL toughness. NFL attitude.
Let's go!
NFL Europe on Fox Sports Net. NFL action. European cheerleaders. Barcelona battles Ryan. Sunday at 6 on Fox Sports Northwest.
You'd think that after 9 exhausting months of teaching, Emma Browning would be tired of classrooms. But Emma is just one of hundreds of Northwest teachers who return each summer to the University of Washington for special programs that challenge, teach new techniques, and improve personal skills. So that teachers like Emma, in turn, can make education more meaningful to all our children. The University of Washington. Who benefits? Our community and the future.
Looking for a career that offers good pay and job security? Then consider becoming an RV service technician. With more than 9 million RVs traveling America's highways, qualified technicians are in demand right now. Your nearby RV industry-sponsored training program can provide the skills you'll need to maintain and repair today's high-tech RVs. So contact your local RV service technician training school and get on the road to a successful career. RV service technician classes begin soon. Call this number now.
Fox Sports News. We are there. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
Brent Peterson has one of the 4 Admirals goals tonight. He was up and down from Tampa Bay 4 times this year. He's back with Milwaukee. He's downstairs with Andrew.
Thank you so much, Mike, and what an impact Brent Peterson has had. He did not play the first 2 games of this series, but in game number 3, he gets the game-winning goal to give the Admirals a 2-1 lead. Tonight, the 3rd goal of this game to make it 3-1. What an impact as Milwaukee 20 minutes away from capturing this first-round series. Brent, how important was it in this game that you guys got those first 2 goals right off the bat and put Houston on its heels?
Well, I think it was huge. You know, we wanted to come out and you know, all day we've been talking about playing aggressive and going at them, and you know, we don't have to be nervous. And we came out, and those first 2 goals helped us a lot. You know, it settled us down, and we realized that we can win this game if we just play our style. So it was huge.
David Oliver scores for Houston. We talked about your goal, the 3rd goal. That changed the momentum right back to you, did it not?
Yeah, I think we got a late goal there. I think we had a minute left in the period, and you know, it was good to get that goal going in. They just scored a power play goal, I think, and those are tough goals to give up in the, you know, in the playoffs with less than a minute to go in the period. So that's a different lift.
Mike Goldberg talking about how you've gone up and down between Tampa Bay and here in Milwaukee. Is it difficult to make the adjustment? Because really you're going to a new team time and time again, and coming back in the playoffs, do you find it difficult to make that adjustment to these teammates once again?
It's not too bad. I guess I've been most of the year here, so I know these guys probably better than up there, and it's a lot of fun. You know, you look forward to coming back and playing the playoffs. You know, it's fun to come back, and the adjustment doesn't take too long. You know, practice or so, and you're back in the mix. You know, and gelling with the guys, so it's not too bad.
Danny Lorenz and Shabbat were teammates in Cincinnati, and I know Danny really looks up to Frederick, but it is Lorenz who is playing like the MVP, is he not?
Yeah, he's playing outstanding, you know, and that's the type of goaltending we need to win in the playoffs. And you know, he's made some big saves. He just made a big save there at the end, and you know, you can't win without that type of goaltending, and he's giving it to us.
Best of luck the next 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Brent Peterson has a goal, and Milwaukee has a 4-1 lead, 20 minutes from advancing to the 2nd round in the Turner Cup playoffs here on Fox Sports Net.
We all have something to contribute. Some are blessed with speed. Some have guts. There are those with agility and others with power. But there is one thing we all share, a dream. And although it weighs only 30 pounds, it'll take the strength of an entire team to hoist it.
Hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton. The power in power equipment.
Fox Sports News Primetime. We are there.
Where in the world can you find in-depth sports news and information about your teams? The evolution of sports television. Fox Sports Northwest Tonight, a nightly sports news and feature show with more input from regional experts on the scene in more places around the Northwest than you've ever seen before. And bringing it all together is a sports anchor who knows the territory, knows the teams, and knows what you're looking for. Fox Sports Northwest Tonight, Monday through Friday at 7.
Admirals lead the Areos after 2 periods 4-1. Brian Wiseman from Chatham, Ontario. Cam Stewart, Kitchener, Ontario. David Oliver, Seychelles, British Columbia. They all came together in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The rest, as they say, is history.
It was great. It was 4 years of our lives that probably the most memorable times together. It was a time that I think we met guys from all over North America that we probably would have never met, and became great friends with it, lifelong friends.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, would you be considered best friends?
I think the three of us, and along with Steve Shields and Mike Stone, probably 4 or 5 of the best friends that you'd ever have, and I think that's something that the college experience, being that you're there for 4 years, really helps out, because you're not in junior where you might be able to get traded, so you become a close knit bunch.
Dave, Brian Wiseman signed first in Houston. How important of a factor was that? I mean, would you be considered best friends?
I think the three of us, and along with Steve Shields and Mike Stone, probably 4 or 5 of the best friends that you'd ever have, and I think that's something that the college experience, being that you're there for 4 years, really helps out, because you're not in junior where you might be able to get traded, so you become a close knit bunch.
Dave, Brian Wiseman signed first in Houston. How important of a factor was that for you signing in Houston?
It was huge, actually. I remember the day I was just sitting in my house in Vernon in the summertime, and Brian called me, one of the few times he called me in the past year, and he just told me that he just signed with Houston, and you know, he was going down there for the year, and I didn't really say too much to him about it, but I got on the horn with my agent and said, listen, I think it'd be a great opportunity to come down to Houston and play with Brian, and you know, hopefully put up some numbers.
Well, and you all three now share a place in Houston. I don't know, can we call it the odd couple? But 3 times 3?
I think a lot of things have changed from college. We cook a lot more now. Yeah. And there's not one particular person that does the cooking, but the 3 of us, we cook in a lot more, and it's just spend good time together.
A lot cleaner. We're a lot cleaner than we were in
college.
Oh,
it's a lot cleaner.
I remember my parents came down for Parents Week, and one time my mom took 2 steps in our house, started crying, she walked out and waited in the car for me.
Yeah.
So it's not
our
like
fathers would come in, but mothers wouldn't come in.
They'd be afraid.
Your alma mater, University of Michigan, won the NCAA championship, but it was kind of funny the way that hockey game that you played in ended.
Yeah, we played well. We won. We ran into the locker room, couldn't get our stuff off, got teased by the guys a little bit, but it was just an amazing feeling. Even though we're not there playing, there was a lot of times when we could have won, we could have been there, and we know what it's like, and to see them win was a great feeling for us, and we'd like to congratulate Red, Mel, and Billy for the job they've done. They deserve it.
Yeah. You still definitely feel a part of it, even when you leave campus. It's such a tight-knit school, and you're kind of Michigan for life.
Yeah, it's tough for people who have never been there to understand. We get razzed pretty good about the old Michigan connection here, but it's something I would never give up. I'd never change.
A chance to come back to Houston. How important is it that Dave Tippett is the coach next year?
It weighs heavily on my mind, if I can speak for myself. You know, I'm very happy here in Houston. I love the city and the whole organization itself, but you know, you want to be guided in the right direction. Dave Tippett's done that this year, and it'd be, you know, it'd weigh heavily in my mind if he wasn't back here.
This has probably been the best year of my life since I left college. Tip's done wonders, and Dave Barr working with you after practice and talking to you, you know, giving you that boost of confidence that you need to maybe get to the next level. And you know, it's just been a great year.
It weighs on mine too, just the tightness of the group that they bring in here, and they're the people running who comes in and who doesn't, and the job they've done and how they've helped us, the three of us, and given us an opportunity, it's going to weigh on my mind.
Well, those three guys, one of the main reasons why the Michigan Wolverines, the winningest college program of the decade, Milwaukee winning after 2 periods, here on Fox Sports Net.
Introducing the Bowflex Power Pro. Bowflex uses patented power rod resistance to give you an incredibly smooth, natural feel for over 60 different health club quality exercises. It's easy to see why a Bowflex was selected by Fitness Magazine as the best home gym and was awarded a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Call right now for your free video and brochure. Discover the body you've always wanted with the Bowflex Power Pro.
Women's Sports Foundation, championing women in sports. Call and see how far you can go.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Okay, our book club is in session. First up, Max's dad wants to join our club. Hello.
Let's give him the test.
Name Max's favorite book. Billy and the Robot. What's the robot super word? Bazamo.
He's good.
Last question. Reading is fundamental. All in favor? Aye. All right, congratulations. Thank you.
Home teams, Fox Attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Northwest.
Admirals fans hoping they will host another game at the Bradley Center in the second round against the Chicago Wolves. And he's saying, son, if they win tonight, yep, we can come again next weekend. Turner Cup playoffs continuing here on Fox Sports Net. Mike Goldberg alongside Mike Greenlay. And Mike, I'll tell you what, at the beginning of the game, Neil Brady said we're in a desperate situation, but we can't play desperate. Now with the situation in the third period, still the same mindset?
Well, as far as Dave Tippett's concerned, the writing's on the wall. I mean, there's not too much that he can say that will enlighten these guys. They're professionals. A lot of them have played in the IHL playoffs before. They know what they have to do to win. And yes, they have to play a little bit desperate in this period because you only have 20 minutes left. For Milwaukee, they have to continue to do what they're doing, and that is dominate the play by controlling it, and especially on the power play here. You cannot beat that kind of play right there. Hussey on the back door, just a blast. They have moved the puck around so well. They're a big hockey club, playing tight defensively, and if they continue to do that, there's not much Houston Areos can do, I don't think.
Houston Areos just 1 for 7 on the power play. Milwaukee 3 for 8. And Milwaukee's Danny Lorenz has been spectacular. The team's taking the ice, getting set for the third period, and we'll be back with it after this.
Do you have trouble driving in the rain? Is the glare unbearable at night? That's why STP created Vision Blade glass treatment. Vision Blade forms an invisible barrier that repels water and virtually eliminates glare. It applies in minutes and lasts for 6 months, so there's no need to reapply over and over. Look, this muddy water sticks to the glass on the untreated side, but with Vision Blade, the dirt and grime sheets away and your view remains clear. See what you've been missing with Vision Blade.
When rollerblade demands hypersonic speed, when they require fanatical performance, when they crave unfathomable feats, they get it. on a Dell computer. In fact, Rollerblade uses Dell computers every day. What can we build yours to do? Call and for just $23.99, we'll build you this Dell Dimension XPS with the new 400 MHz Intel Pentium 2 processor, 64 megs of 100 MHz SD RAM, a 6.4 gig hard drive, Microsoft Home Essentials 98, a large screen monitor, 3-year limited warranty, plus 1 year next business day on-site service and toll-free 24-hour hardware tech support. The Dell Dimension XPS with the new 400 MHz Intel Pentium 2 processor. Pure performance, just $23.99. Dell, what can we build yours to do?
So, what are we gonna do today, Matt?
Shave it off, all of it, just...
Okay.
It's just this dandruff. It goes away, comes back, goes away, comes back.
Well, we can take care of that.
Head and Shoulders?
With regular shampoo, flakes can keep coming back. But Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes before they start. You may never see flakes again.
And your hair looks great.
Glad I didn't do something stupid like shave my head.
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
Back for the third period here on our Fox Sports Net coverage of the IHL Turner Cup playoffs. Situation is simple. As Mike said, the writing is on the wall. Milwaukee holds on, they advance. You'll see them next Saturday night in their game 2 against Chicago in the Western Conference semifinals. If Houston comes back, there will be a 5th and decisive game played Monday night at the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas. Valasevic dumped it in. Trebojevic picks it up. Flips it to Jared Dooling, who has done exactly that all night. Dooling with the bad eye. Played a very spirited hockey game. He had the first goal of the night. Both teams open this third period at full strength. Neil Brady will have a couple more minutes before he can return to action, serving the remainder of his 10-minute misconduct. Penalties came at about 9 minutes remaining in the second period. Total of 12 minutes with the minor. We will see Neil Brady in the third period, we would expect. Wiseman tied up in the neutral zone by Tuttle. Left now for McNeil. Stop, shot, save! And Tuttle went hard into the post, defended by Frederick Shabbat.
Well, Steve Tuttle, he's had more of an injurious season than an enjoyous season. He has missed over half of the games for the Milwaukee Admirals with a deep cut to his leg by a skate and a broken jaw, and right there getting thrown into the post. But he gets up, he will be okay.
Missed 45 games with 3 injuries, and he's about as veteran of an Admiral as it comes. Only 4 players have been here for more than 1 playoff loss. Tuttle's one of them.
He is number 10 on the all-time scoring list for the Admirals.
From Vancouver, Sapola to Finn. So a penalty called on the Arrows as Tuttle got hammered. And a rough cut power play here for Milwaukee. We're looking for Felsner in front. That centering attempt was broken up. Now to the point. Finn. Sapola. Look to thread the pass. Shorthanded opportunity here for Freer. Sapola chasing. Freer moving in. Shot. Score! A shorthanded goal for the Arrows. And it is 4-2. A mistake made at the blue line by Jason Sapola. And Mark Freer made him pay.
And it's a situation that I said before. Mark Freer, he went to school in game 1 because it was a poke check that beat the Arrows there when Wiseman came down. Look at Freer. He will have his head up. Watch the move. He knows that Danny Lorenz likes that poke check. And in doing so, he makes the move outside. And Danny Lorenz is left hanging. The Arrows bring it within 2.
Unassisted, shorthanded goal by Mark Freer, the all-time leading scorer in Houston Aeros franchise history. 1:34 the time of the goal. They didn't get the one with that man advantage late in the period, Mike, we thought would be imperative. They get one here in a disadvantageous situation. A man down, a shorthanded goal, and it's a 2-goal hockey game with lots of time left. Still, though, Milwaukee with the man advantage for now 56 more seconds. Finn flips it off the boards. Sapola gets it across to Dooling. Dooling on the back backhand. Leaves it behind the net for Nelson. Bounced over his stick. Peterson tries to play. Hughes working on Brent Peterson. Now to the near side half boards. Sapola. Behind the net, Nelson. Dueling. Nelson. Puck. Sapola. Shot. And saved by Shabbat.
Better save than you realize, because Brent Hughes had lost his stick. So for a while there, they were 2 men short, but Frederick Shabbat was able to cover that puck up. You see the battle. Look at Hughes drive to the point, no stick, keep in mind, and the shot. Shabbat knows this, and he hangs on to that puck, raising the play. Right now for the Arrows, the only inspiration is what they can drum up from within. You cannot say anything or give any kind of bonus other than the player himself, and that's where character will come into play for the Arrows.
Hussey shot knocked down by Rob Valasevic. Character play there. Sacrificing the body to block the shot. 14 seconds now remains in the rough cut power play. Hussey through the neutral zone. Sends it around the boards with some pace on it. Fenton avoids the check. Leaves it behind the net. Big Eric Fenton looking to work it towards Fairchild. Hussey, watch out. Oliver out of the box, right on his backside. And Hollinger flips it up ahead. David Oliver looks, gets it. He is hammered by Shannon Finn. And the whistle sounds. Houston is not done. Shannon Finn and the Admirals trying to hold on.
Hey, no, down here. Instead of running out for stamps, shouldn't you be running your business? Imagine a simpler way. Get the personal post office from Pitney Bowes. Send mail without ever going out for stamps. Just weigh, punch in the postage, and voila. Professionally metered mail and no wasted postage. You can also add a personal message to get your mail noticed. And postage refills by phone in 30 seconds, day or night. Now listen up, because here's what you'll get. Besides a lot more time.
You'll get the personal post office and money-saving electronic scale.
So there's no wasted postage.
For a 90-day free trial.
Free is good.
You'll also get the Mail Marketer software.
Create really nifty direct mail to help your business grow.
Call now for your 90-day free trial, and you'll also get our Mail Marketer software absolutely free.
Now watch your business grow. Hey, I look good in red.
Call now and get all this for a 90-day free trial.
The personal post office. Mailing made simple.
That man right there is Lloyd Pettit, one of the greatest hockey announcers in the history of the National Hockey League, the longtime voice of the Chicago Blackhawks in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And he and his wife own the Milwaukee Admirals. They have for 2 decades now, the 21st season for Milwaukee. Icing called. And I'll tell you what, Lloyd Pettit's voice known in these parts with the game of hockey. Lloyd Pettit and Blackhawk hockey synonymous. And now Al Sims is Lloyd Pettit's leader. That man was truly one of the best. And that was in the days where he had to paint the pictures, Mike, and not many better than that man.
Now we have television, keyword vision there. And to be able to call the game like he used to and bring the reality of the game into the living rooms of everybody's home. Truly something to remember.
Neil Brady is back on the ice. His first shift after serving the misconduct. The captain. Centering attempt flipped aside by Lorenz. Dick shot. And it went off of Brady. Christian Prue right on Neil Brady. Puck bounced back into the neutral zone. We've got a whistle and a penalty. Brent Hughes of Houston went after Mike McNeil. And we will see what Dean Warren is going to call.
Well, Mike McNeil, I think, had the clamps on Brent Hughes. And Hughes just kept pushing and shoving and trying to get away from him. And so, as it turns out, Hughes will get the roughing call, and McNeil looks like he'll get a holding call. This will even things up.
So coincidental minors each way. Now late in the third period of game 3, Dave Tippett's team took some penalties which really hurt their chance to come back in the game. They trailed that one 4-3 after the Brent Hughes goal, or pardon me, Brent Peterson goal for Milwaukee.
During the regular season, they were able to come back in 8 games after trailing after 2 periods.
2 times in the regular season, the Houston Aeros lost a game after leading after 2. Mike, they were 28-2-2. No shootout though, no Rogaine hair-raising finish with the penalty shots in the IHL Turner Cup playoffs. Overtime till someone scores. Right now the Aeros need 2 goals though to make us begin to think of that possibility. And the puck inside the Aeros zone. Nelson trying to step from behind the net, and stepping into the play was Brian Weissman. Hollinger, now it's Jeff Torrey. Torrey from Burnaby, British Columbia, a rookie. Set Aeros rookie records this year. Number 2 ranked offensive scorer in the IHL amongst rookies. Torrey has not seen as much ice tonight though as the veteran Greg Hoggood. He's back on here with 4-on-4 action for another 50 seconds. Dueling in Valasevic. Puck squirts free. Bouncing puck. Grazes off the glove of Frederick Shabbat. Dueling. Hit by Valasevic. He gets it ahead to Hoggood. Hoggood across the line himself. And Lorenz gives it to Mark Hussey. Hussey dragged down on the play by Sylvain No. Crew hit by Valasevic and sent tumbling to the ice. Now Dueling with the puck in his skates, gets it ahead to Mike Tomlak. Tomlak, big shot, and deflected off the stick of Frederick Shabbat and out of play.
Mike Tomlak assisted on the game-winning goal in Game 1. Frederick Shabbat giving up only the 1 in Game 1, but they lost 1-0 in Game 2. He gave up 2 goals in the 5-2 win, but then the series moved here to Milwaukee. As you look at the happy trumpeter, trying to get Milwaukee fans back into this game. This building was rocking earlier when they had that decisive lead early in the first period, but it was quieting down since, and this is a situation where the Aeros can take advantage and try and bring this game within 1.
Sabrin shot. Puck had trickled past the blue line. Offsides is called. You know, there's nothing like a big old pipe organ like at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, some of the old buildings, but that trumpeter, the happy trumpeter, as you said, is pretty darn good.
A few years back, final game of the Turner Cup Finals, he was doing stunts like that. One of his other stunts is to run down the aisle and crash into the glass, and I guess in some way feign a body check. The only thing is the glass gave way and he landed on the ice. Play stopped. Neck brace later. He came back later in the game with a neck brace on and was okay. They fixed the glass and the game continued. Hey, I haven't seen him hit the glass with that much vigor since.
Bringing more than a fork and knife to the table. Shabbat flips it aside. And they always said when the coach lined you up at the blue line and sent you in full blast and said, nobody stop. The guy who didn't stop was named the goaltender. Is that how you became a goalie back in Calgary in your youthful days? You were the one from the blue line full speed that didn't stop, huh?
Head first, baby. Frederick Shabbat,
part of the fraternity.
The goaltenders union. Frederick Shabbat is not the kind of goaltender that you see giving up a lot of goals in hockey games. But the Milwaukee Admirals have been able to put 4 by him. Neil Brady, team captain, back on the ice after that 10-minute misconduct that spanned the latter part of the second period and the first part of the third. Needs to get his team going here. They still are in this hockey game, believe it or not, Mike. They trail by 2 goals. 13 minutes and some left.
Blake Sloan. Quick feet, forcing Lorenz to play behind the net. The icing waved off. Trent Cole now has it. Cole flips it ahead to the tape of Brent Hughes. Hughes to the stick side of Lorenz behind the Tomlak. Tomlak and Sloan in to help Neil Brady, the aforementioned captain. There's Sloan again. Gives away a little size. He's another Michigan Wolverine. Blake Sloan was on the national championship team a couple of years ago for Michigan. Following in the fine footsteps of Wiseman and Stewart, David Oliver featured nicely in our second intermission. Those are three of the main names that, if Houston's going to get back into this game, are going to have to be the catalysts. And Oliver is now on the ice. David Oliver, number 26. Wiseman also out there with Cam Stewart. Top line for Houston. And the puck is cleared on net. Shabbat forced to play. Dick ahead quickly. Grazes off the stick of Stewart. Sabrin touches, and the icing is called. 31 shots for the Admirals, 24 for the Areos, who trail 4-2 here in game.
Football's back with NFL Europe, Sunday on Fox Sports Net. NFL hitting. NFL toughness. NFL attitude.
Let's go, let's go!
NFL Europe on Fox Sports Net. NFL action. European cheerleaders. Barcelona battles live, Sunday at 6 on Fox Sports Northwest.
If you're a soccer fan, you need Fox Sports World. Live soccer coverage from the world's greatest leagues.
Ferdinand in trouble, and it's over, Mars!
Plus, up-to-the-minute international sports news and global events.
Have you ever seen better?
Time to take action. 24 hours a day, world-class soccer, world-class events. Fox Sports World. Call 1-800-FOX-WORLD, or you won't get the world's best soccer coverage and more 24 hours a day.
Fox Sports News is a heavyweight.
Weeknights at 10.
Let's take a listen to tonight's Days In check of the game delivered by Brent Hughes on Mark Hussey. Boom. That's tonight's check of the game. Check into Days In, the official hotel of the IHL. Jeff Nelson set to take the face-off for Milwaukee inside the Houston zone. Houston flips it out. Don McSween. And Hoggood back to chase. In game 3, Houston had only 4 shots on goal in the third period against a Milwaukee team that really played the left wing lock and used the pressure forecheck very well. Wiseman moves it up ahead towards David Oliver. Just flipped up ahead by Brent Peterson. Dick gets it back to Hoggood. Line change being made by Milwaukee. Now keep the lines shifted through very quickly. Keep the defensive effort fresh. Fenton. It's a strong hit. Sylvain No a moment ago. And the pair of 15s battle away from the puck as it's flipped back in to the Houston zone by Kelly Fairchild. Dick gets it to Jeff Torrey. Ahead quickly, Perreault. Cross ice to No. Valasevic jumping in. Lorenz behind. Was going to leave it. And he ended up flipping it to Hussey. Heads up play by Danny Lorenz. And out come the Admirals. Out of the box a moment ago came Hughes. Here's Benton looking back in front. And Fairchild couldn't get the shot away. Fairchild was almost just hammered. Fenton, room, working. Tied up from behind. By Terry Hollinger. Felsner moves to the Milwaukee bench. Hussey just flips it on net and kicked aside by Frederick Shabbat. Mark Freer sends it into the Milwaukee zone. Behind the net, whipped around the boards by Hussey. And the icing forthcoming. Call will touch up. 10:25 remains here in regulation.
The helmetless player, Kelly Fairchild, acquired in a trade with Orlando early on in the season. Played 40 games for Milwaukee. His offensive numbers for Orlando were not that impressive, but he fit right into the Milwaukee mold. And last year, led the Orlando Solar Bears in playoff scoring with 6 goals, and right here almost was able to get a goal to put his team up by 3 again, as he has his lid back.
Kelly Fairchild, Hibbing, Minnesota, fan favorite, a former Wisconsin Badger. So he felt very comfortable playing in the Bradley Center. Badgers of the WCHA. Now Sloan moving the feet well, and he forces Trebojevic to haul him down. Sloan went in hard.
Got the back of the arm against the post. Right on the tricep. That's got to hurt. He didn't think he was going to hit the net. Cutting hard to the net. Blake Sloan is a defenseman. A rookie this season. He played for the Michigan Wolverines as well the year before, helping them to the Final Four appearance the season before and a national championship in 95-96. Look at him drive, cut to the net, and he hits the back of the net with that arm, hyperextending it a little bit.
Now, he was a scratch on a couple of games earlier in the series, but with the two big losses of Ken McRae with the blood clot and Mike Yeo, the big power forward who suffered a knee injury on a hit by Shannon Finn the other night. Blake Sloan in the lineup for Houston tonight.
And you've seen Blake Sloan and Kelly Pro, another defenseman out of college, a rookie, have both been asked to play forward and get some offense going.
Blake Sloan at 5'10", 193, not quite as big as the two guys now missing. Nonetheless, he forced Trebojevic to pull him down, and Houston has a very important power play here. They trail by 2. Brian Wiseman fakes the shot. Down deep in the zone. Wiseman fires. Lorenz save.
Good save there by Lorenz, just taking his angle, covering up as much net as he can. Well, from the sharp angle there, Wiseman with the blast right into the midsection of Lorenz. He has been solid this evening, and this whole series for that matter. Watch them just give and go here. Stewart back up to Wiseman. If there's no rebound, then Stewart has no chance of jamming that one in. He has played solid in regards of keeping those rebounds down, and the ones that he does give off are usually out to the corner.
Power play, 0 for 6 in game 1, 3 for 9 in game 2, 2 for 8 in game 3, 1 for 6 so far tonight for the Houston Aeros. Good penalty killing efforts by the Admirals as they force the Aeros to retreat, regroup, and reset here. 1:17 remains on the penalty to Dean Trebojevic. Collision in the neutral zone between Oliver and Nelson, and the puck cleared again. Hawgood quickly sends it up to Hollinger. On the move is Valasevic. Poked off his stick by Tomlak. McNeil trying to spin it out. And McSween now looks to flip it through the neutral zone. Rolling puck. Chased down by Mike Tomlak. Valasevic leaves it there. For Terry Hollinger. Through the neutral zone. Second power play unit now on the ice with Freer and Sylvain No. Hawgood still at the point with Hollinger. Brent Hughes, the big body in front of the net. Centering pass. No one got a shot away. 25 seconds down left on the Houston Aeros power play. They trail 4-2. They trail in the series 2-1. This is game 4. Peterson shot. And swept aside neatly by Frederick Shabbat. Best of 5 in the first round of the IHL Turner Cup playoffs. Milwaukee is 8 minutes away from a best of 7 series beginning next weekend against Chicago. Lorenz was trying to handle the awkward carom off the back dasher boards, and his teammate Jeff Nelson helped him right out. Nelson pestered by Brady. Puck picked up by Torrey. Both teams back at full strength. Felsner, Hughes collide. And now Milwaukee's Jarrett Dooling will bring it out through the neutral zone. Dooling sends it in. Big bounce, and Shabbat moves it ahead quickly. Brady circling. And Christian Prue back to get it across to Trebojevic. Felsner left it in the neutral zone. Picked up there by Blake Sloan. Call today. Big carom, slow shot. Lorenz was way out to cut off the angle. Now Call battles for it. Wiseman with room, looking, backhand, save, Lorenz, rebound, and sent over the net. Centering pass, bounced up off an Admirals player, and over the arm of Trent Call. Wiseman with 2 chances a moment ago. It's Tuttle just hammered into the penalty box area. And Houston, the cross-ice pass to Oliver, overskates the puck. And back in the neutral zone. McNeil now, working it himself. McNeil shot in traffic. And Frederick Chabot makes the save. Milwaukee 4, Houston 2.
AL rivals battle in the Bronx. Ken Griffey Jr. leads the Mariners' attack. Darryl Strawberry powers the Yankee arsenal. Seattle faces New York.
Grump worms! Man, that you know I'm a herbivore.
My bad. Mariners Yankees, Wednesday at 4 on Fox Sports Northwest.
We get busy.
Roll that videotape.
Action. Reaction.
Oh, baby.
Woo! I will be ready.
Sports satisfaction. Van Earl Wright. Kevin Frazier.
Fox Sports News. Prime time.
We are there. Weeknights at 10.
Having a great time at the Bradley Center. We've got it on Fox Sports Net, thanks in part to Mission Hockey. Brave new ice hockey since 1998. And by Rough Cut Beefsteak. Beef up with Rough Cut at a convenience store near you. Mike Goldberg, Mike Greenlay, Andrew Monaco, our Fox Sports Net crew. Here in Game 4, the Western Conference quarterfinal series between Houston and Milwaukee. It was 3-1 Milwaukee after the first period. He scored the only goal of the second period to make it 4-1. Houston with a shorthanded goal in the early part of the third period. And that is where we stand, 4-2.
Rob Balasevic driving in there, trying to get that screen in front of the net.
It's been a noted name all night long. Long Beach, the top team in the regular season, Mike, looking to close out Las Vegas. Kansas City with the lead over Utah. Chicago's done with Manitoba. Milwaukee hopes that they can say the same and not face a Game 5 Monday night in Houston in this Western Conference series.
Well, Kansas City over Utah would be an upset as far as points, but not necessarily an upset considering the strength of Kansas City. I think you could clearly call this series an upset if it were to happen. Houston Areos, third overall best team in the IHL this season with 50 wins, 110 points.
Dave Tippett knew something, though. He knew he was going to be in for a big battle against Milwaukee. I asked him that this morning. You're surprised that your team faces elimination. He's not totally disappointed, yes, but not totally surprised. He knew Milwaukee and Kansas City were going to be tough teams to play against because they play hard, and this Milwaukee team has bought into the Al Sims system, and they do not care that in franchise history they're just 4-17 in playoff series. Cleveland leading now 6-1 at Gund Arena. Their home ice. They can try to close out Fort Wayne tomorrow. Michigan looking to force a Game 5 against the defending Turner Cup champion Detroit Vipers. They lead in the second period. Utah and Kansas City, the aforementioned series. The Blades looking to advance in the West.
Well, tempers flaring here. Both teams getting a few guys sent back to the bench. I don't see any penalties going to be called yet, but Warren's still talking to his linesman about a situation there. Al Sims looks on, as does Dave Tippett.
Out of town, Turner Cup playoff scores brought to you by U.S. Airways. Milwaukee's Al Sims. What a job he has done this year with this team.
His first year with the Milwaukee Admirals, but not his first in the IHL. Fifth IHL season. He was Fort Wayne's head coach from '89 to '93, and in 1993 won the Turner Cup with the Fort Wayne Comets. 12-0 they went, and so he took that 12-0 and he came back this season with that 12-0 playoff record and won the first game against the Areos, going 13-0. But The Areos snapped that in Game 2, but he came back with a win in Game 3, and now threatening to win Game 4 and the series.
Jarrett Dooling got it all started tonight. Now he's got the puck. Off-balance shot. Flutters to the side of Frederick Chabot. Nelson in hard on Blake Sloan. Houston now truly in a desperate situation. 5.5 minutes remains. Hussey too far for Dooling. Look at the hustle still of Jarrett Dooling. Tying up Jeff Torrey. He did get to the puck first. Torrey touches up, and the icing is called. Third time for Houston, pardon me, Mike, third time for Houston in their team history that they have faced elimination. They are 0-2 in those situations. They lost in '95 in the first round of Phoenix in a Game 4, 3-2 overtime decision. And last year in the Western Conference Finals, they lost in Game 5, facing elimination for the first time to Long Beach by a score of 4-2.
But of course, here in the first round, it's 5 games and 3 losses and you're out. There's no room for error in the first round of the playoffs, and what it really does is it brings teams a lot closer together, regardless of how they finished in the playoffs. It brings the top seeds closer to the bottom seeds and gives those bottom seeds an excellent opportunity, being a 3-out-of-5 series.
Different from the National Hockey League with all 7-game series, similar to the National Basketball Association. And what Milwaukee did was exactly what they needed to do. They stole one early, and stole is the proper word, as Danny Lorenz had his first career shutout as an Admiral in Game 1, and he was only forced to make 19 saves. But the biggest save of the night came, as you mentioned earlier, Mike, with no time on the clock, leading 1-0. Brian Wiseman with a penalty shot opportunity. Lorenz made the save. Houston won Game 2. But nonetheless, Milwaukee knew that they were then in the driver's seat, splitting in Houston and trying to win both games here at the Bradley Center.
And that's why it's so difficult when you talk about home ice advantage, where the real advantage lies, because no matter what the series is, all you need to do is win one game as the lower seeded team, and you all of a sudden have home ice advantage and maybe a control of the series.
Pressure on the home team is what Dave Tippett said earlier. He thinks in playoff situations, especially when you open it. Now the team only needs to win 1 of 2. You're expected to win those first 2 games, Mike. Felsner still an aggressive forecheck. See, 2 men in for Milwaukee with under 4 minutes on the clock. Al Sims staying true to the system. Shannon Finn has it. Shots have been few and far between here in the third period for the Houston Areos. Brent Hughes puts on the brakes. Only 4 shots so far here in the third period for Houston. That's how it was in the third period of Game 3. As Milwaukee happy to take the icing and get the face-off again. As Hughes touches up. 3:26 now remains. Tippett's team has to score soon.
Kentucky fans, rally round your Rally Cats.
Remember the Alamo Dome, baby.
Now you can remember the Alamo Dome forever.
Go Cats!
With Sports Illustrated's exclusive Wildcat National Championship package, featuring this hardbound commemorative and limited edition National Championship watch, both free with your paid subscription.
I get all that for free?
SI's Wildcat Championship Commemorative Edition is a great way to savor the Comeback Cats' historic march to the top. It's gold-lettered and individually numbered, a Kentucky keepsake you'll treasure forever.
Cats win a national championship and I get this free book? That's great.
Plus, you'll also get this exclusive Kentucky National Championship watch featuring the Wildcats official logo.
That's free?
Call now. Use your credit card. Get 54 issues of SI for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 57% off the cover price and get your 2 great gifts free.
Sports Illustrated and Kentucky #1.
Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Mike, here's tonight's Bud Ice play of the game. Comes in the second period. Milwaukee with the power play.
Well, this one took the wind out of the sails for the Houston Areos. The blast here by Hussey on the back door, a nice feed, and he one-times it under the arm of Frederick Chabot. That made it 4-1 at the time. We're at 4-2 right now.
That's tonight's Bud Ice play of the game. Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the IHL. Hussey's first postseason goal. 3:26 remains here in the third period, and only 4 shots for Houston against Danny Lorenz so far here in this final stanza of Game 4.
Well, Al Sims said this is a totally different team and a totally refreshed team. These guys feel like they're putting their own footprints in the sand, and this is their mark on this team. And I think maybe the footprints in the sand he was referring to might be the arrows in the sand trap if he is able to keep them pat for another 3 minutes and put the arrows into their offseason.
Cam Stewart sweeping at the loose puck in 2 white jerseys draped upon him. It never got to the net. Defended by Lorenz. Under 3 minutes now. Milwaukee Admirals in the playoffs every year this decade. 8 times, 7 times they've been eliminated in the first round. Hollinger tied up by Nelson. Nelson working. Now Sylvain no with Peterson on him. Behind the net with Paul Dick. 7-year IHL veteran ahead to Wiseman. This flipped in, gloved by Dooley and sent right back out.
And their job doesn't get any easier if they make it past Houston here. They have Chicago waiting in the wings.
And Chicago with those 2 key acquisitions late in the season from the Quebec Rafale. Steve LaRouche, one of the goal scorers in the victory against Manitoba. They swept the Moose. Chicago, the number 2 team overall in the regular season. Manitoba, a short-lived playoff life. Wiseman on the draw to Oliver. Oliver to Dick. Dick shot deflected aside. Watch out on the doorstep was Brian Wiseman, and he could not jam it home. Oh my goodness.
Wiseman tried the old trick of trying to bank it off the goaltender and into the net. The puck and the player were behind the net. The goaltender in a precarious position. Look at this right here. He tried to bank it off, but smothering it was Danny Lorenz.
Chased down now by Paul Dick. 1:58 remaining in the contest. Back into the neutral zone. Paul good again. Wiseman behind the net. Frederick Chabot. Got healthy for the playoffs. And his playoff life may end in the next 1 minute and 24 seconds. Flipped the length of the ice and picked up by Oliver. And a 2-line pass is whistled down with 1:18 now remaining.
Well, the old-time question, when do you pull a goaltender? Dave Tippett likely going to call a timeout pretty soon here. He hasn't motioned yet. He just told Rob Velasevic something. See if he makes his way over to the referee, but 1:18 remaining in the game, and we haven't seen anything yet. As there he goes, Rob Velasevic calling the timeout for the team, and Dave Tippett will get on the chalkboard. He needs the face-off down in the other end. He has the face-off right now inside his own zone, and so Frederick Chabot will stay in until they can turn that puck up the ice and get some pressure down deep. 2 goals they need in the next 1:18 just to force overtime.
Only Detroit and Long Beach have more road victories in the last 2 years than the Houston Aeros. But for some reason, this Houston team cannot win in Milwaukee. 1-7-1 at the Bradley Center over the past 4 seasons against the Admirals.
And it seems to mystify me too, because it's a big ice surface and it plays right into the hands of the Houston system, but they just cannot seem to turn it around. Sometimes buildings or teams or both seem to handcuff you.
Clock is running now with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining here in game 4. Jarrett Dooling working it, keeping it alive, so the clock keeps ticking behind the net. Nelson back down to Dooling. Brady working on him. Neil Brady looking to kick it out. Now behind the net, finally, Houston has control. Frederick Shabbat makes the move to the bench. The extra attacker is on the ice surface, and Lorenz forced to hold on to the puck.
Exactly what Dave Tippett wanted. A face-off down deep with the extra man on the ice, and he will get that. But 2 goals in 42 seconds, not out of the ordinary here. Just last evening in Indianapolis in a playoff game, we had 2 goals in a 26-second span. Twice. Once 2 goals in 20 seconds, once 2 goals in 26 seconds. It is possible, but is it likely?
Possible, but not probable. Face-offs are imperative, and Neil Brady, the captain, will take the draw for Tippett's Areos.
They're calling for a stick measurement, I think, and that would give them an extra man advantage. That would be a 6-on-3 if this stick measurement flies. We'll see if Dave Tippett and someone on his team usually asks the centerman, because the centerman gets to get a good look at the opposition centerman. I'm trying to see whose stick they're going to call here. And he takes Mike Tomlak's stick. He'll see if it's illegal. If it is illegal, he'll sit in the box. It'll be a 6-on-3 with the goalie pulled.
If it is illegal.
6-on-4, pardon me, with the goalie pulled.
And if it isn't illegal?
If it isn't illegal, then Dave Tippett will put someone in the box. And this game is all but over.
It's a risk.
It looks good.
Tomlak says it's good. Oh my. Penalty.
Hey, sometimes you have to gamble, especially at this situation. You got to gamble sometimes, and it's like Vegas. Sometimes you don't win. Mike Tomlak happy that he shaved that baby down before the game.
Might be happy that he changed sticks.
Yeah,
late in the third period
too.
Because any coach will tell you, Al Sims included, boys, if you play with one that's a little bit too curved, that's okay. But in the third period, make sure you get the other one off the bench.
Yeah.
Tomlak thanking the equipment guys too.
The thing is, sometimes sticks might measure illegal, even with that fraction of tape that is wrapped around it. But Mike Tomlak doesn't have a lot of tape on his stick, and so it would just have to be illegal, period. And it wasn't. That stick gauge slipped up and down that stick rather easily. And the goaltender's still pulled, so now it's even strength with an open net.
Everything that the Areos have tried, for the most part, has not worked in this series against Milwaukee.
I think they're just trying to clarify a couple things there, and 42 seconds remain on the clock.
Milwaukee, Chicago. What do you think?
Tough series. I don't think there is a team in the Western Conference that's going to beat Chicago. I honestly don't. I thought Houston would give them a real good run, but Houston is maybe Milwaukee surprising everybody. Houston surprising in another regard. The fact that they will be out if they can't score 2 goals in 42 seconds, empty net.
Travel won't be a concern.
Yeah, travel won't be a big factor in this series. Milwaukee, Chicago, just down the street from each other. But right now, the way things shape up, Kansas City, if they beat Utah, would be a threat. But Chicago looks good.
So the net is empty. Brady controls the faceoff to the point. Hogwood shot blocked by Nelson. His stick broke. He'll get a new piece of lumber. Hoggood now to Brian Wiseman. Wiseman across the line. Areos did stay onside. Nelson loses another stick. Here's Jarrett Dooling working the open net. Dooling waiting. Shot. Score! Milwaukee wins. They are on their feet here at the Bradley Center. The Admirals will face Chicago in the second round.
I think you always give the top team point-wise the benefit of the doubt, but There is no benefit of any doubt now. A very disappointing end for the Houston Aeros and a big victory for Milwaukee as they will continue in the Turner Cup playoffs. And Jared Dooling, who took a beating all game long, how fitting he sinks the Aeros' chances with 22 seconds left and the empty net.
15 seconds now remains. And what a fine performance tonight by Danny Lorenz. 30 saves in the game for Danny Lorenz. The Houston Aeros are out. Milwaukee wins the series 3-1. Outstanding. As his team advances, they'll see Chicago next weekend.
Do you have trouble driving in the rain? Is the glare unbearable at night? That's why STP created Vision Blade glass treatment. Vision Blade forms an invisible barrier that repels water and virtually eliminates glare. It applies in minutes and lasts for 6 months, so there's no need to reapply over and over. Look, this muddy water sticks to the glass on the untreated side, but with Vision Blade, the dirt and grime sheets away and your view remains clear. See what you've been missing with Vision Blade.
Out of the blue, Upjohn invites me to help him test the new Rogaine. Okay. I hated this spot. I said yes. This new Rogaine Extra Strength for Men is more concentrated. It gets more to the root to grow more hair. 2 months in, it's working. My wife's saying something's happening. But maybe I'm just lucky. What about the other guys? Listen to this. 45% more hair than with original Rogaine. 45% more hair with the new Rogaine. It's the, ultimate spot remover.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you about. Yeah, I'm here to tell you rough cut slogan. I'm here to tell you about rough cuts. But I, yeah, I'm here to tell you rough cut slogan. I'm getting mad now. Yeah, I'm here to tell you rough cut slogan. Beef up. Yeah, I'm here to tell you rough cut's new slogan. Beef up with rough cut.
I like that one.
Why is Days Inn the official hotel of the International Hockey League? Maybe it's because they can check in any city where the IHL plays. Or Days Inn's over 1,700 locations. Or maybe it's because they always save big. At Days Inn, whatever the reason, Days Inn is where the IHL stays when they're off the ice. Wherever you go, follow the sun to Days Inn.
Milwaukee wins 5-2. Tonight's Bauer player of the game is Jarrett Dooling. The eye injury and everything. Still 2 goals tonight for Milwaukee. Congratulations to Jarrett Dooling. Tonight's Bauer player of the game. Bauer leave an impression, as did Danny Lorenz with 26 saves. He's down on the ice level with Andrew Monaco.
Terrific job by Danny Lorenz. Thank you, Mike. Danny, what was the turning point in this series? Was it getting the victory in Game 1, your shutout victory?
Well, it certainly helped. I think really the Wednesday we played them before the playoffs even started, and we beat them 3-2 at home here. And I think we went in believing after that game and winning that first game. It just boosted it more, and it's a pretty special win.
You had been a teammate of Frederick Chabot a couple of years ago in Cincinnati. You credit him for a lot of your development, and now you oust him out of the playoffs.
Well, he's a great goalie. I enjoyed playing with him for 2 years, and I'm really surprised how we got many goals these last 2 games. But give it credit, we went to the net hard and we got rebounds. We got traffic in front of him. We excuse me, we harassed him all night. So Freddie, I enjoyed playing with him, and he's a great goalie, and it's a tough series.
Good luck against Chicago, Danny.
Thank you.
Danny Lorenz of the victorious Milwaukee Admirals. They advance to take on the Chicago Wolves. Mike Goldberg.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew. For Mike Greenlay and Andrew Monaco, I'm Mike Goldberg saying good night from Milwaukee, where our final score once again, the Admirals win 5-2. Be sure to join us next Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern as Fox Sports Net brings you the best coverage of the 1998 IHL Turner Cup playoffs. Get you all the action from the Rosemont Horizon next Saturday at 7 o'clock. You've been watching the IHL Turner Cup playoffs only on Fox Sports Net.
AL rivals battle in the Bronx. Ken Griffey Jr. leads the Mariners' attack. Darryl Strawberry powers the Yankee arsenal. Seattle faces New York.
Grump worms! Man, that you know I'm a herbivore.
My bad.
Mariners Yankees, Wednesday at 4 on Fox Sports Northwest.
Conflict, confusion, loneliness, and doubt. They are all part of growing up. If you have problems like these, drugs won't make them go away. Not marijuana, not crack, not LSD, not cocaine, not heroin. Drugs only make things worse. Stand up for your life. Don't do drugs. You are worth it.
This message is brought to you by your American Muslim neighbors.
The gap seems to have closed. Formula One on Fox Sports Net. Ferrari's Michael Schumacher broke through the McLaren stranglehold. Now it's Severino's turn. The San Marino Grand Prix, Sunday at 4:30 on Fox Sports Northwest.